Newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings. All for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Hey homeowners, Russ Rollins here to talk to you about something serious, your power bill. Last summer was tough, but this year could be even worse. So don't wait until the last minute to get protection and savings from solar power and backup power. Solar Source has a new pay-as-you-go solar package that lets you start with an affordable base system and add solar panels over time. Plus, their pay-as-you-go battery backup is awesome, and it lets you add critical backup power as you go. Schedule a free consultation at solarsource.com/monsters. Get ready for a stress-free summer.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, June 18th, 2024. Lots to get to today from the Justin Timberlake DWI. To look out, friends, here's our first tropical storm, and those strange monoliths are appearing again in Vegas. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday.
Smack that bell.
Share it. Yeah, just spread the word and share the show at a Share the Show Tuesday. But more importantly, second round of applause. Sabrina is back from Bonnaroo. She survived.
What's going
you
on?
made it. You made it. We knew you could live and get back. How were things on, what do they call it, on the farm?
The farm was great. It was a great experience. Third time around. It was Radio Michael 7th, 10th Bonnaroo.
Oh, my God.
And, buddy,
Jesus.
he was doing a little crying on the way out. He was very sad. We almost had to leave the poor guy.
Oh, no. He was going to just stay there and live on the farm for Bonnaroo?
And it probably would have been in his best interest, considering that we had a 15-hour trip back home yesterday.
That sucks.
We left at 4 a.m. on what some would consider Sunday night, and we got back last night at 8.
Yeah, okay. Courtney and I were talking about that yesterday. I was like, what do you think the chances are that Sabrina is going to take a day off on Tuesday?
Oh, my God.
And we're going over, and I go, there's something about...
People were taking bets in the chat before we even turned the cameras on.
Were they? There's something about... Everybody looks down on this, and it's like, after a vacation, we may even had a best of about this yesterday. After a vacation... If you take the next day off, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, do you need a vacation from your vacation?
Yes,
but
absolutely.
Driving 15 hours sucks.
Mind you,
it's
a 12-hour drive. We had some snags.
Traffic?
We'll call them. There was an entire semi on fire at one point, which was a beautiful sight to see, completely stop-still traffic. And then it was a lot of people that were coming from Bonnaroo, just you could see so dead in the eyes, and they're like, why can't we move at all? And then there was a moment that I've learned as an RV captain now. This is my second round.
Yeah.
That.
Did you do any of the actual driving, like on the road? Oh, wow.
I did the last leg yesterday, and we had, there was a tank moment. There was a tank moment in which someone went pee-pee, and when we dumped the tank, the entire...
You dumped it off of a bridge.
We dumped it off of a bridge, the same bridge of Dave Matthews Band.
Why not?
Or RM7. He was the one in charge. He was Poop Daddy. And it sprayed all over his
Oh, God. Everybody's stuff got all over the poor guy?
No, we said, you are taking off those clothes, and we are putting them in the trash. So find some clean socks. But beyond that, great experience. I'll be posting on realradio.fm/road to Rue. All the interviews.
You called him Poop Daddy?
Yeah,
it's the worst nickname.
Because he was also calling himself Rave Daddy all weekend. And I'm like, no, I'm not calling you that.
Was this man getting into the extracurriculars a little hard?
What do you mean? Like a light jog in the morning, Sean?
Not what I was getting at. No. I know the guy. I know what he's capable of. I know what he can do.
Me and my girlfriend were just trying to be his wing women. And I feel like we were almost successful.
Any of the performers?
A girl on his shoulders.
Any of the performers really good?
Oh, they were fantastic. I got to tell you, the biggest surprise, T-Pain.
T-Pain? Oh, T-Pain's talented.
Absolutely killed it.
Yeah, he's talented.
Us, and you really don't realize how many bangers he has until you're like, I remember that when I was 15 years old. Hot damn.
Yeah, because T-Pain is one of those like featuring artists a lot. Like there's so many
like Lil Jon or something.
Yeah, but say this person featuring T-Pain, this person featuring T-Pain. He's like a guest on so many great songs that if you just counted them all as his and did a playlist of those, you're like, oh, this guy has been a part of some pretty successful music.
And then,
one of my favorite things was I saw an interview with T-Pain one time, and it was going over the lyrics to Buy You a Drink. And there's one. What's the
Wisconsin.
line? No, there's one line in there where it's like, oh God, he uses the same word like 3 times within 5 words or something. And the guy, he goes, you know what? I made millions of dollars off of that song, so I don't feel bad about it at all. Oh, God. All right. Well, we have so many things to get into today. It's going to be a busy Monday. I'm sure we'll hear more about Bonnaroo over the course of the week. Right now, we put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. At least let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. What are you doing, Flats Fisherman? Check your blood pressure. Your face is red. No, my face is not any different than it ever is. I'm in the shadows a little bit.
On this end.
I don't think I'm too red today. I think I'm normal.
Check
normal
color. Check your color settings there.
I'm not doing the blood pressure
pulse.
test on the show again because last time that did not work out very well.
Oh, but the video on Instagram is so funny.
I just didn't win that one. Okay, let's see. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. And we go to the world of sports, friends. We know it. We love it. We play with the balls and we slam them in the hoops over here in the world of sports. There's balls in most sports, I've found. Over the years, I've discovered most sports outside of frisbee. Is frisbee a sport? Wrestling?
Batman,
I don't know.
Is that considered?
No ball, and that's a shuttlecock.
Excuse me. This is getting in a particular
interesting
direction.
though.
Yeah,
We found something there. Let's go to it. There is just 15 seconds on the clock. The Celtics are beating the Dallas Mavericks in NBA Finals Game 5.
This crowd on its feet, the best team in basketball
12,
all year.
10.
All the sacrifice, handling the enormous.
I hate when they just hold the ball in the final seconds of the game.
Yeah,
I know
would
they're
rather
wasting
you
the
take,
clock.
Like not even half court, just as far as you could throw it.
Yeah, that's fun. A big, long
Get
one.
someone in
Yeah.
the face.
Like, go back and wait right until there's only 1 second left or something and fling it at the hoop, I think.
Massive expectations. Ends tonight here.
Here it goes. 2, 1. Victory.
Time to say it again, Boston. Anything's possible. Banner number 18 has been secured.
Wait, what was the score?
18. Banner number 18. 106-88 was the final score.
Could have let them have the ball one more time.
The
I think so.
evolution of the Jumbotron has been wild. At this arena, where were they playing? At the Garden, the Boston Garden?
Yeah, they're in Boston. Yeah.
At this arena, they have inside screens for the people who sit too close to the Jumbotron.
Oh, that's wild.
To also enjoy some scores and stats.
So there's a cube of screens,
correct,
and like a square of them, and on the outside you see like whatever's going on in the game, but you also see it on the inside.
Yeah,
so that's crazy, man.
Weird.
Big screens are too cheap these days.
It must, but also it must be nice to be like, ugh, you know. I was at the Garden, and we had second row seats, and I just can't see a damn thing on the Jumbotron. But finally, they have worked out a situation in which I, too, could be fed stats and, more importantly, advertisements during the game.
That's what matters. That's the most important one. Zach says, Sean's been skipping the sunscreen. I have, actually. I'm trying to get better at that, but I've been on the move.
Did you go to the beach or something?
No, last 4 days we were just out and about. Got like 25 miles in the last 4 days.
Nice.
The thing is, usually, I mean, Sean skipping the sunscreen is nothing new. It's just usually Sean's also skipping the sun.
Yeah,
and
right.
He just spent a little bit of time outside.
Got to tell you guys, I almost ended up in a viral video, and not in a good way this weekend. This wasn't me, thankfully. Like, I'm a grown ass man. I don't want to like get in a fight with somebody in public.
For sure, you're going to use your favorite phrase. Don't you know who I am?
No, I've never said that, and I did not say that this weekend. But we walked by this guy this weekend. All right, and you ever walk by somebody and like your first encounter with them, they're on 11. Like as we walk by,
my entire weekend. Without a doubt.
Really?
Oh, there's a lot of people on 11 for sure. And
as 11 hits of acid.
Exactly. Without a doubt.
As we walk by this guy, the first thing I hear is, that MFer ain't going to tell me he's going to kill me in front of my kids. Hell no.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He goes, I'll get kicked out over this. And I'm like, what? Whoa.
Get your phone out, Courtney.
What? Nope. It wasn't us. Wasn't it? And I go, and as this was happening, both Courtney and I realized, we're like, oh, this is about to be a viral video. Like this, and the guy's saying it and everything. And Courtney goes, I don't want to be in a viral video. She goes,
I'm not viral video ready.
She's like, I'm not prepared to be in a viral video. I don't know what the repercussions are going to be of this.
I don't have my viral video face on.
Even being a backup ancillary character in a viral video, I'm not ready for this right now. And so I'll tell you when we come back what went down. But it was so, like, it was chaos. So close to disaster. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about Justin Timberlake getting arrested. What a dope this guy is. My God. We got a whole bunch of things to get into, including your dispatches. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Zach on YouTube says 25 miles of what? Walking, biking, driving?
Oh, just a drive around the block.
Not driving. That wouldn't be very impressive. Just walking. It's certainly not biking, certainly not running.
You got to get yourself a Fitbit or the watch, because to see how many steps I took this weekend was baffling.
Yeah. I use the Pacer app on my iPhone, so I get to see how many steps I do, and they always try to get me to subscribe to the premium. You know how they do that? Oh, like, don't you want to know how many football fields you've walked this week? And I'm like,
you may or may not be dying, but you won't know unless you pay $9.95 a month.
So I'll tell you what happened with this incident of almost being in a viral video, and we'll get into everything else. Busy day today on a Share the Show Tuesday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Sure, you could use it to work out.
Are you ready to work together to create a healthier life?
Or you could just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's slowdowns on Colonial Drive by the East-West Expressway and intersection backups where Vine Street meets John Young Parkway. Slowdowns on State Road 429 northbound approaching Florida's Turnpike's Ramp Junction. On I-4, slowdowns before Champions Gate. And authorities are clearing up an accident where Forest City Road meets Severin Boulevard. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
and more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com. How do I, Dad? Here's something I do. I write a letter to my kids every month. Yep. I write a letter and send it to my own house. I'm pen pals with my own kids. I know it sounds silly, but they love it. I don't write anything crazy. Just tell them I love them, ask them questions, whatever. Normal stuff. But when it shows up in the mailbox, I'm super dad.
Write your kids letters or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Fixing your car or repairing things around your house sure isn't getting any cheaper. And that's why there's Everything Breaks for Home and Auto. For less than $1 a day, get automotive repair coverage with free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental cars. Add home protection too, and cover major home systems, appliances, and electronics. Bundle Home and Auto and save even more. Call now and qualify for one of our bonus coverages, like 1 year of free car coverage, 1 year of free electronics coverage, or 4 months of free home warranty coverage. There's one number to call and one company handling your claims from start to finish. That's Everything Breaks. Get your free quote today. Call 855-865-SAVE. 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Savings vary according to plan, age, or condition of vehicle or home repairs needed. Coverage not available in all states. Service fees, limitations, and exclusions apply. Go to everythingbreaks.com/terms for details. Call 855-865-SAVE. Online at everythingbreaks.com.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey everyone, I'm Dante Marcatelli. And I'm Jake Chapman. We're the hosts of Magic Drive Time, the only daily audio fix for Orlando Magic fans. And actually, I just realized this, Jake, one of the longest running sports talk shows in Orlando. We've been at it for 13 seasons. How is that possible?
Oh, wow. That's good stuff, Dante. And that's exactly what you'll get on Magic Drive Time each day. It's your touchstone for the latest Magic news, game previews and reviews. We've got more stats and notes than we know what to do with.
Listen to Magic Drive Time on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
I'm Ben Nadafafri, host of the history show The Last Archive, and I want to tell you about a new series we're running in our feed. It's called The Deadline, 6 essays written and read by Jill Lepore, the New Yorker writer, American historian, and founding host of our show. These are incredible essays on everything from the history of cryogenics to the Silicon Valley gospel of disruption. Listen to The Last Archive on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search The Last Archive.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This is
just a moment, because that's a thing. But real quick, this weekend, almost found myself in the middle of a viral video.
Lucky.
In a bad way, but not us. Like, I was happy that it wasn't me, because I told you guys that one time on a Southwest Airlines flight where I almost ended up in the middle of a viral video, and I didn't even do anything wrong, but a woman who didn't know how you board a plane and just insisted that she go ahead of me, and I'm like, it says you're in boarding group C, and this is boarding group A, and she's like, I'm ahead of you, and she just starts screaming at me, and she's like taking out her phone, but other people around us are taking out her phone. And I'm like, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
She walks up to the person at the gate, and they go, no, dummy, you're not up yet. And they point around, and she was so mad. She was seething. But I immediately was like,
did you do anything after? Did you say anything? Was there any sort of told you so?
Hell no. Oh,
I would have.
I don't want to end up like any of these people who have to explain themselves for the rest of their lives afterwards. Like, actually, here's what happened when this video was being recorded.
Something as simple as, imagine that.
Yeah.
See you later.
Wouldn't have been able to contain myself.
I got to tell you, though, I really do worry about that. And I'm trying to adjust myself because of how I feel about this.
In public?
Not like that. No. Although I have a story about that, too.
Oh, here we go.
Get to.
Same.
Got a lot done in the couple days we haven't seen each other.
Let me just write that down. Adjust. I was in that moment. I was fully aware that, like, if you just see a little bit of this, somebody will go, "Oh my God, this guy!" And it was a black woman. So I'm like, they'll be like, "This white guy thought that he should board before this black woman," and I'm like, so now when I see video clips, I'm trying my best to be like, what else happened? What don't we know? Like, if we only get a little sliver of what's happening here, I don't want to judge somebody, no matter who they are, based on just that tiny little snippet. I want to try to figure out more context whenever possible. Sometimes that's not possible. Like, if you're scrolling through your TikTok feed and you see a video, sometimes you can't really go any deeper, and that's intentional. So I don't know. It's hard, but I want to try to be a little more generous with my interpretation of what's happening in those super short videos. So we're walking around the corner, and we see this guy, like I said, on 11. He's heated. And he's like, "Oh, hell no, MFer. Hell no. No man is going to tell me he's going to kill me in front of my kids. I'll get kicked out for this." And Courtney and I immediately both go like, "Whoa, okay, what's happening here?" And this guy, he's talking to another gentleman, and the other guy is like, maybe 50 feet away. He's walked past him, like he chose to talk smack when the guy was like 50 feet past him already.
How nice is that?
As one does. And I'd have no idea what happened between these two guys before this, but the guy goes, "Nah, this ain't happening. Not on my watch," or something like that. Super white guy phrase, like "not on my watch," or
maybe next. I don't know.
Newsflash, hot shot.
Exactly. You're barking up the wrong tree, mister.
One of those things. So the guy, he screams it at this dude, and he pulls out his phone and he goes, "You about to go viral, MFer. You going viral right now." And he's got his camera out and he's recording him. And he's like, "This guy told me he was going to kill me in front of my kids." And he's like, "That can't," and he's putting the camera up in his face. And the other guy's like, "Oh God," like he's trying to
I love the idea
disappear.
that it's like, if it wasn't in front of my kids, it wouldn't be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who threatens to kill you, I don't think that they are concerned whether or not kids are there, because it's a very strong statement.
Yeah, I mean, you're just flat out saying you're going to end the individual. That should probably be the most important thing. So he's screaming at him. He's filming him. He's got the camera right up in his face. The other guy's trying to ignore him, like trying to push him off. And then it takes a little twist-a-rooney that I was not prepared for.
Speaking of white man phrases.
The guy, fair. The guy goes, and you're ugly as hell.
Oh, you don't have to talk about physical appearances.
As we were trying to back up out of this viral video, so like we didn't end up going viral by proxy here. And Courtney's doing the whole thing where she's like, "I'm not prepared. I'm not ready for the public scrutiny. I don't want to be in the viral video." And we're backing off. And I found myself, I was like, well, that's not fair. This guy's not that ugly. I feel like I need to assure him that he was wrong. Why would he call you ugly like that? And I go, no, it's just
the most viral part of the
this.
video is the part where you're the passerby that just taps in and goes, "You look great, man. He's wrong."
Yeah,
Hey, man, not for nothing. Good physical features.
You look fantastic today. Don't let him run you down. And so we go,
6
oh
out
my
of 10
God.
would bang.
We're like, that was so crazy. And that almost got really, really nasty. And Courtney goes, "Yeah, that the guy that the dude was filming was huge, and he probably would have beat his ass." And she goes, "That would have been crazy." All right, well, at least we're away from that drama. And then we get into a line, and right behind us is the guy who
I've
was
had
getting
one of those
filmed.
before.
And I'm like, it's not going to go away from us anytime soon.
No way, Jose. And thank God you weren't part of it. There was one time where I accidentally dropped like the drink that I was holding in a theater, and the way that it dropped was like perfectly on the bottom of it where it's sprayed up, like almost like a fountain.
You have done this many times.
But it's just like, I wish it would just, drop and spill to the side and create a puddle instead of spray everyone around me like you're in the splash zone at SeaWorld. And then the person who I sprayed was so mad at me.
Oh, really?
And at the end of the show, I was like, I'm so sorry. That was an accident. You know, are you okay? They go, yeah, okay, whatever. And then we both are in line for like 10 minutes, and I'm right behind them, just like, okay,
Oh, no,
I wish I would have stayed here in the theater forever.
Swimming in the awkward.
All day.
Did they not believe that you were sorry about it or that it was an
they did.
accident?
They did not believe any of it. They wanted to get away from me, and they could not because the line was moving very slowly.
Do you remember the previous time that you...
Or maybe the next time. I mean,
Oh,
the
on,
other time.
Was it Moses' parents?
Yeah. It was Moses'
At his
wedding. It's in the middle of the ceremony.
Sometimes these hands stop working. I don't know what to tell you.
Just flying out of there. Okay, we're going to hear from
I
you.
felt flattered that we were so close to Moses' parents at the wedding.
Oh, yeah, right. I know.
I was like, oh, wait.
And
That's
they regretted that decision immediately.
I want to go back to Hopetown. I still follow Hopetown on Facebook, so I see little updates every now and then. And folks, you got to know, like, Hopetown in the Bahamas is so small. It's one of these places. Like, people will post on the Facebook page and they'll go, I'm in the mood for some spaghetti. Is there any place that sells spaghetti? And
Come on
people
down
have
to Rick's house. He's making spaghetti.
I'm like, oh, the only place in Hopetown that sells spaghetti is Rick's. You got to go there, and it's like between this hour and this hour. And it's just a very particular type of super laid-back place. Where C-Lane's favorite spot is.
But you know what won't be there anymore?
What?
R.I.P. Gary.
Oh, yeah. Bartender Gary.
Yeah, the COVID got him.
Yeah. He was in Scrubs. He was in an episode of Scrubs.
And if you didn't know that, he would have told you 17 times while he's making your drink.
Yeah, and he makes drinks slower than any other bartender on the planet.
But he was on Scrubs.
He would sing while he was doing it. And he would sing songs and then change them to Hopetown. Like, he would turn Walking in Memphis and he'd be like, and I'm a walking in Hopetown. And then just do his little song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
was
long
cool.
song.
Yeah.
Very long.
They're like, oh, the second verse. Cool.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's do that.
And he's only added 3 ice cubes to the cup so far.
Yeah, he's so slow. That's how it goes there. You can't really rush it because that's all you got. Justin Timberlake arrested for driving whilst intoxicated.
Ooh, Justin.
Man, oh man, up there in New York.
Just when he wasn't having his comeback at all.
I want all of our friends in Rochester to just leer in his general direction. He was over in the Hamptons, in case you were wondering. Sag Harbor, New York is where it was. He's going to be appearing in court today. He was arrested last night. And here's what they said was happening. He met up with some friends for dinner at the American Hotel in Sag Harbor. Around 12:30, right after midnight, about 12:30, he got into his car and drove back to where he was staying, but he was pulled over shortly after taking off. The cop cars, they would station outside of this particular restaurant in Sag Harbor. They knew that people would go in there and drink and then leave and get in their cars.
I don't think they're supposed to do that.
What? They can't wait? They can't, like, lay and wait?
I don't think you're supposed to. I mean, it might be different because it's a hotel. But I don't think you're supposed to. There's a certain level of entrapment that comes with if a cop was, say, perched outside of a bar and watched somebody stumble all the way to their car, fumble with their keys to get in, and then start driving. Like, you didn't stop them before they started driving. You let them get in the car and potentially
risk somebody.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think they're and like maybe because this is a hotel, it's different, and maybe it's a different area. But I know that there's been like situations in which people have gotten out of it because they shouldn't have been just sitting there waiting for people to get in their cars and drive.
That's an interesting question to pose to our friend Moses DeWitt, our attorney at law.
If he would ever get out of Spain,
he's too busy running with the Bulls.
You mean Moses DeWitt?
And news sources tell TMZ that Justin ran through a stop sign, which prompted cops to follow him. They then pulled him over after noticing his car swerving on the road, where they performed a field sobriety test and asked Justin to take a breathalyzer test. Then he got arrested for DWI, which we'll get into in a second.
I'm going to jail.
Now, they said that they saw him swerving, and they said that they saw him run a stop sign, which is what prompted them to follow him. I wonder if you get, like, dash cam footage and you go, he did not drive through a stop sign. He clearly stopped at this stop sign. And your impetus for the traffic stop was fake.
He's famous.
Yeah, because
he
you
was
saw
at that hotel where people are known to drink and then get behind the wheel.
You knew you were going to get somebody, and you ended up getting Justin Timberlake. But the reason, like, he didn't really actually run this stop sign. If they found out that you didn't run the stop sign, and thus the impetus for the stop was fake, would it change the fact that after they pulled you over, you were drunk and you got a DWI? Or is it like, nope, they were wrong about the first thing, but it doesn't matter because you were drunk behind the wheel?
That's definitely a Moses question.
I don't know how that works, but that would be interesting to see. And over to Justin Timberlake, there's no excuse for this. You're super rich. You don't need to be driving yourself after having drinks.
How are you driving yourself at all is my question.
Mm-hmm,
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it seems to me like this is so easy to prevent. It is so easy now. There's no excuses. Like, it used to be they had to get a cab and it was a giant pain in the ass, or you had to get a ride from somebody. With Uber and Lyft and all these other options out there.
But you're talking about for the person who's not Justin Timberlake. You're talking about for the three of us, for the people that we hang out with that aren't balls famous and super rich. Like, he should be. If I had that Justin Timberlake money, I don't think I would drive anywhere. I don't think I would think I would ever, except for a couple times a year if I just go like, oh, I feel like doing the driving myself. But definitely not after dinner and drinks.
Yeah, the only time I would want to drive when I was that famous is if I literally wasn't allowed to. Like we've talked about before, how presidents aren't allowed to drive.
Yeah.
And it would make me want to drive so bad. Like I'd just be like,
just take me to the church parking lot. Let me do a couple figure eights, please.
Yeah.
I mean, driving drunk kind of falls under that category. You're literally not allowed to.
Yeah. I mean, just in general, you're not allowed to. PF on YouTube says lots of bars and cops hiding and waiting on most South Shore of Long Island. Oh, that's how they got him allegedly. But he's got no excuse. As we're pointing out here, he could have a driver. It would be so easy for him to just not even have to worry about this, not have to worry about being responsible for an accident, not have to worry about getting caught with a DWI, not have to worry about any of these things. And it would be a drop in the bucket for a Justin Timberlake.
Instead, you're on the morning news.
Yeah, now you got this story that's not going to get away from you. There might be video of you in the courtroom. There's going to be a mugshot probably of you.
We haven't seen a mugshot. Yeah, there's got to be a mugshot.
Yeah, I have not seen one just
in
yet.
Police custody.
But you don't want that. You don't want the mugshot of you out there. His guy's on tour trying to do his thing. It's just really dumb. It's really stupid. It's a waste. And I'm not going to come at this from some high horse position where I'm morally grandstanding. I've made this mistake so many times in my life. Like, I have been drunk and driven.
Sean!
When I was younger, many times when I should not have done that.
The old one eye?
I have, yeah. Just trying your best to stay between the lines.
You were going 30 miles an hour on the highway.
And it's just a bad idea. It's not safe for you. It's not safe for anybody else. It's one of the easiest ways, honestly, to upend your life is to get a DUI. Like, if you live in a city, say West Palm Beach. You live in West Palm Beach. You get a DUI. Everything is so spread out. It's super hard to function and have your job and everything if you don't have a license, if you can't drive. And if you're paycheck to paycheck, this, like I said, it can upend your life. It's just a bad idea. Justin Timberlake, I'm sure he knows right now that he made a huge mistake here. We'll see what he says if he talks about this. Let's go to you. Let's see what you have to say about all of this. Here is Funny Name talking about the Hamptons arrest, rather.
I guess I'll continue to be that guy. Do you not know where Rochester is? It's like 8 hours from the Hamptons. It's nowhere close.
Oh, you're going to get the frowny face real soon, and your dispatches are just going to get skipped. If you think I don't know where Rochester is, considering we're on in Rochester, you think maybe it's because I'm mentioning the state of New York and we have an affiliate there, you absolute moron? Do you think maybe, you single-celled amoeba of a human being, that I understand fully the geography and the geographic layout of the state of New York? You think maybe, just maybe, that I'm doing something for other reasons, like when I mentioned West Palm Beach just a moment ago. You think maybe this is all a little more complicated than just words rolling off of the tongue? I want you to sit there and think about what you've done today. I want you to think about how absolutely stupid you are.
Look in
in
the
this
mirror,
moment.
man.
And then I want you to come back maybe in a week or so, and we'll forget this ever happened.
Are they in timeout then? Do we have a timeout badge?
No, there's only stars for our heroes out there and frowny face for the bad folks. But he's gotten attention being the bad guy. The problem is when you get attention being the bad guy, all I do is hit the frowny face over here, and you're never heard from again. And I don't want to do that. I'm sure you're a nice guy. I think you've had good dispatches before. Don't do that. Like,
This
obviously,
was the wrong one, sir.
like, you absolute moron. You don't know what, like, do you really? Maybe you think that low of me, and that says something about me. Maybe you think I am that dumb, and if so, maybe that says something about me. But otherwise, it's a self-report because you're thinking that I'm not aware of simple things that obviously I'm aware of. It's called doing radio, friend.
I was like, what's happening?
Tuesday. We'll spicy. We'll see what happens with all of this.
I don't think he's going to share the show.
Probably it's not.
He had his thumb hovering over that bell, and he just went, nope.
Guys, listen now. The host just ripped me apart.
All right. When we come back, McDonald's has made a huge move, and they may be ditching the artificial intelligence they were embracing. What went wrong? Why are they stepping away from AI? The reason is interesting, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends.
Ventura Highway in the sunshine.
Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And this afternoon, we'll have some scattered showers around, maybe a brief downpour, even a clap of thunder can't be ruled out. 40% chance for rain and a high temperature of 88, which is about 3 degrees cooler than normal. And you can think that busy breeze off of the Atlantic Ocean with wind gusts over 25 miles an hour as the feature keeping us cool. As far as the rest of the week goes, we've got tropical moisture surging in from the Atlantic, and that's going to bump our rain chances up to likely from Thursday through Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Every business faces challenges, but shipping shouldn't be one of them. Turn shipping to your advantage with USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
ROLAIDS.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still ROLAIDS.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah! FrankGayServices.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
AI. Why? We'll get into that in just a moment here.
Do we know what its AI was doing?
A lot of the drive-through stuff. Yeah, it was doing a lot of drive-through stuff. Testing, not at every location, so you might not have encountered it. But we'll see what happened, why they made a decision to do this, which is the opposite direction that a lot of the competitors are heading in. But first, I want to come to the defense of famous people for a second. All right, I know famous people, often people don't really care to give them any empathy. They're like, you're rich,
are we talking,
you're famous.
You're Justin Timberlake types?
I'm talking sports figures, athletes in this case. Mm-hmm. And I have to come to the defense of one in particular. Now, we know, because we're big sports fans, that the Celtics just won, and they won the NBA Finals.
Yeah, of course.
Congratulations to them.
I definitely did not learn that at the top of today's show.
No, we were watching. We clearly were watching the game. The Dunkaroo, they were making it all happen out there on the basketball courterino. And Kyrie Irving is one of the stars of the Dallas Mavericks. They got bested by the Celtics. And Kyrie Irving was getting some heat after the game, right? And they said, well, he got mad at one point, and Irving jumps into the crowd to get a ball that went loose a little bit. And then he kind of got into it. There was a little scuffle with a fan who was there. And they say, you got to be better than this. You got to be professional,
what
Kyrie Irving.
The scuffle over? Was the guy trying to keep the ball?
No. See, this is where I go to side with this celebrity. And where most people are like, today I see all these takes where people are going, oh, you got to keep it together. You got to be a professional. It doesn't matter what they're doing. You got to. Here's what happened. For the entirety of the basketball game, some man, grown man, was perched on the side of the court.
Suck!
And he was saying, Kyrie, you suck.
Kyrie, you suck!
At the top of his lungs, over and over and over and over again. And, of course, because he's only a matter of feet away, Kyrie Irving can hear this.
Right.
And then when he goes to get the basketball out of the crowd where it went, and the guy says right next to him, Kyrie, you suck! And he screams it at him. And so he like shoves the guy a little bit.
Okay,
and
but
gets
Kyrie's
into it.
heard that before.
I
Why
know,
now?
but it's weird that when we look at this, we don't go, hey, the Kyrie sucks guy is the asshole. Because that's what I think. I'm like, the Kyrie sucks guy is the terrible human being in this equation. Could you imagine whatever your job is? Like if they like, let's say there was somebody in Sabrina's studio and they were just saying mean stuff about Sabrina for the entirety of the show. And they're like, Sabrina, you're a professional. You know, okay, please
stop
ignore.
crying.
Yeah, just ignore the guy who's right outside the window of your studio screaming things at you.
Okay, but we maybe because the person's not physically here, maybe that's the difference because we've definitely dealt with it. And Sean, let's be a little transparent here. In the past, you have talked me off the angry ledge. You're like, don't. Draw attention to it. That's all they want is the attention of it. But I'm like, they're not supposed to speak about us that way 10 years ago.
Let's draw out some differences here. One would be like somebody who would be saying something on a radio show or on social media or like even email or anything like that, like online interactions. I think that's part of the deal with us. Like we're public figures. I'm shouting ridiculous opinions into a microphone 5 days a week.
Somebody a single cell amoeba earlier.
We did
4 days this week.
Amoeba Rooney, I believe.
And I think that is part and parcel of the gig when you're a public figure. However, if there's somebody like if we were doing a live remote and somebody was just like, Sean, you suck. This is not acceptable human behavior. It's not
if the whole
okay.
crowd is doing it, Sean.
Yes, but it was like, why are we allowing this? And I know like this, it was at the Celtics arena. It was a Celtics fan saying this to a Mavs fan. I understand. I get it. But it just seems so rude to me. And if I was on the court, which is hard to even imagine, and somebody was screaming at me over and over and over again, I would want to punch that person in the face so bad. I would like really want to punch that person. Where we expect this weird level of professionalism out of one side of the equation and zero professionalism out of the other side of the equation. Nobody's like, hey, be a professional fan. be on good behavior out there as you're watching this game. Nobody's saying that. They're like, look, they get drunk. This is what they do. They're animals. So it'd be like getting handsy at the strip club and then be like, well, what do you expect? They get drunk at the strip. No, there's rules and decorum, even in a strip club. You follow the rules. You act like a decent human being.
I'm just doing devil's advocate here because I'm sure if I was playing b-ball and someone was screaming that, maybe I would react the same way. But there's, also decorum on their end. It's not the last time he's going to have you suck screamed at him.
It's not. And
so
it
you're gonna
actually
kick a fan's ass every time?
And it could make it worse. I understand that. But I'm just saying, as a human, my reaction would be, I would be so annoyed by that, which is kind of the intention to begin with, right? Like the fan wants to do that, to get the famous person's attention and to get under his skin and think he had some impact on the basketball game.
I almost think that I would be annoyed with it as a nearby fan. Like, okay, like, really, dude?
Yeah, we've been there. Like you go to a game or something and somebody's shouting out something over and over and over again. You're like, shut up. My God. I don't know. I just expect more of it. Why can't more sports be like golf? You know what they do in golf? They shut up. There's a sign and everything. The guy's got a little stick and he holds it up in the air.
But some people scream and then they kick him out of the game.
Yeah, that's right. They got rules.
I mean, the match.
They got whatever
What
it's called.
is it?
The round. The round?
Okay.
Tournament?
Tournament.
They have rules
Look at
in
us.
golf. There is decorum that is expected out of the audience. I know I almost got kicked out of a PGA tournament one time.
You bad boy.
My friend Dick Bradley, real name, was with me.
So his first name is this.
and Dick Bradley, when we went to this PGA tour, had many a beer with me. And then he decided
But you could control yourself. Dick could not.
I'm not as boisterous as Dick. Dick was fully comfortable doing this. He was shouting out, I don't know if it was potato or if that was somebody else, or he was shouting out something in everybody's backswing. And like, you know, they'd bring their club back to hit, and they'd be, potato! And whatever it was so stupid. I don't know if it was that or I got that from a video. He said something in their backswing every single time. And they started hunting through the crowd to see who was doing this.
Here's the thing. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often, because from what I've been told about some of these golf tournaments, if you're able to make your way into the hospitality tent and order a cocktail, those things are not for the weak drinker.
They come at you with them. They're strong.
I've been told, like, you go to that hospitality tent and get a Bloody Mary, it's not the reddest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, but if you get too drunk and you cause a scene, you're out of there. You're out of other sports. They don't do that. I talked about the woman at the Edmonton Oilers game who's now gone famous because she flashed her boobs in the crowd, and then everybody wants to like track her down. We gotta like, you know, there's offers for her to be in adult content. It's like a weirdo news cycle. Cam Soda steps in. You know, all of these things happen in the order that you would expect them to, and she didn't even get kicked out of the game for flashing at the game. Like, that's what goes on at hockey. In basketball,
been a dude helicoptering out of there,
in prison,
right out of there.
He'd be in federal prison right now. You were in 50 yards of a kid. They have all kinds of stuff. This woman, who cares? She flashed her boobs, but that goes on at hockey games. You could fight at hockey games. Basketball games, you're screaming at the players, saying all sorts of stuff, trying to get under their skin. At what point do we say to the fans, we got to be better about this? You got to be a little more decent.
Oh, you could say that, and they will not listen. Maybe some will, but
Most won't.
like the most annoying ones will never listen to anybody. They feel they have all the right to do it.
Yeah.
So good luck.
It's just how it goes. All Day Yucker says probably because it was in the nosebleeds and nobody saw her boobs. No, I think she was relatively good seats, like I say the glass, but it's not really glass, right? So it's like
that's hockey.
Yeah, but but it's not really made out of glass.
No.
Well, we've seen it shattered before, have we not?
I don't know. I think it's like plexiglass. So I think it's glass. It makes sense. Okay, anyhow. McDonald's is firing its AI drive-through cashiers. Story is right here in front of me. And as everybody's headed in the AI direction to replace employees that are expensive and not fail-proof or foolproof in their execution of the job, Wendy's is expanding their AI partnership with Google Cloud. Google Cloud is huge. Amazon and Google, a lot of people don't know this, but their cloud services are used by so many companies out there. The new version of the website uses Google Cloud to do like automatic transcriptions and stuff. That's going to be released this week. There's a lot of these AI options out there, and many companies are into it. But McDonald's is going to axe the AI voice ordering system it's been testing at over 100 drive-through locations through a partnership with IBM established in 2021, they said. The decision could be related to some AI-powered incompetence. TikTok is flooded with videos of Mickey D's drive-through messing up in ways that a human would never mess up. For example, one customer got 9 sweet teas added to her order, despite requesting just one, after the AI picked up audio from a neighboring drive-through station. So we got some drive-through battles going on here. McDonald's is not thrilled about this.
One of them charged somebody for $200 worth of McNuggets. It feels like these feel like some simple things that can be you can put some fail safes in for. Like if somebody orders $200 worth of McNuggets, maybe have a light go off where a person is sitting and like confirm with them, like, do you really want that many McNuggets? That's not a normal order.
Also, it's
somebody
weird
added
enough,
bacon to ice cream.
It's weird enough being a human working for McDonald's now. I hear in McDonald's and McDonald's employees, stand up, send us a dispatch or give me an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Confirm this for me today, please. Satisfy my curiosity. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send a dispatch or tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I hear that internally, McDonald's has an AI that they use for employees, and it's just like Siri or Alexa. but it's Ask Pickles. And if
where did you hear this?
If Siri, shut up. All right?
Whoa.
I heard this through the grapevine.
Someone told you that it's like just to prank you.
No, I was Ask Pickles.
This idiot's going to say it right on the air.
I'm
if it's
telling
a real
you.
thing.
We got to bring
Ask
this.
Pickles.
Ask Pickles, okay? And they go so they would go. They would be confused as to what they were supposed to do in some situation. Like, what am I supposed to do with the old hamburger buns at the end of the day? And they go,
Ask Pickles.
Ask Pickles. And they get like AI response, like, here's what you're supposed to do.
Pickles. What do you want to do?
I need confirmation on that. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com or go to the News Junkie.
There's stuff published about it.
Is there?
McDonald's introduces an AI chatbot for employee assistance and equipment maintenance. Probably for all equipment except for that ice cream machine that's always broken.
That's never getting fixed. Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. When we return, we'll talk about something that happened on stage this week that was absolutely shocking. What are you saying?
The next headline reads, Ask Pickles AI chatbot to help fix ice cream machines.
That makes sense.
Well, how's that working so far is another question
Pickles
I'd like
is
to
not
know.
a miracle worker,
I think
okay?
Pickles just got fired, so I think we're good.
Something happened on stage. It was yesterday, in fact, that had people absolutely shocked. Thought a very famous person was possibly going to die as a result of this stage accident. What went down? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident here on Reeves Road at Pleasant Hill Road. One northbound lane is blocked and one southbound lane is blocked. There's an earlier accident still causing a bit of commotion here on Severin Boulevard at Forest City Road. There's delays on Colonial Drive by the interstate and slowdowns on State Road 429 northbound approaching Florida's Turnpike's Ramp Junction. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America N.A. Copyright 2024.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
ePass presents the romantic comedy travel experience of the summer.
Margaret, I love you.
And I love saving on Florida toll roads with ePass.
You'll fall in love with convenient roadway electronic toll payments all over again. Plus, you can qualify to win $100 in tolls. Go to getepass.com and sign up for a free ePass sticker. You'll be entered to win one of our daily giveaways of $100 in tolls now through June 21st. Choose ePass. Expect savings. Get details and rules of the contest at getepass.com.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Discover a career that matters at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Be part of an innovative team delivering world-class healthcare and benefits to America's veterans. Enjoy robust benefits, work-life balance, and career development opportunities. Join a diverse and inclusive community that values your unique background and skills. A community where nearly 1 in 3 of your colleagues are veterans themselves. Apply now at vacareers.va.gov.
Listen to what Dave Ryan says about Andro 400.
Andro 400, I really love it. It's amazing to me that I feel so good. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy. Energy to walk. Energy to play sports. Everything is starting to work again. It feels like I'm 25. My wife is happy. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man. I'm taking this stuff to the grave with me.
Men, have you lost energy and gained belly fat? Are you feeling stressed out? Fight back with Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to increase your testosterone. For over a decade, Andro 400 has helped men lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel 20 years younger. Go to andro400.com, andro400.com, or call 888-400-0435, 888-400-0435.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322, 800-954-3322, 800-954-3322.
Get semaglutide for half the price of Ozempic at Red Mountain Weight Loss today.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This is the new.
Things in my life is my girlfriend Courtney is really turned off, thinks it's really gross when an older man is with a younger woman. And she always points this out. And she'll be like, oh, that's so gross. It's like an old man. She's younger, and it's weird and creepy and gross. And
Because what's the first thing you think of?
Well, me. She's almost 10 years older or younger than me, I should say.
I wasn't born then.
So I often think of myself, and then I don't know who. There's so many famous guys who end up in relationships with women who are way too young for them, and I mean like just inarguably way too young.
Or famous young women that end up or become famous or end up married to a super old rich guy.
Right.
Yes, right.
I mean, and sometimes I feel like you don't really know. Maybe there is some connection there, or maybe it's just for that lifetime of money after they die.
Well, you guys remember one of the ones. You remember one of the ones that was the most creepy, right?
Was Anna Nicole.
No. That was that was a ride.
Very, very old.
That guy was very, very old and very, very wealthy. I'm talking about the guy who was with the Courtney Stodden.
Yeah.
girl and she was like 15 or something? Or
I think she was 16 when they got married. Which she was Courtney Studd.
She was a teenager and he was a grown-ass man. And you just look at it and you go, what, dude? Okay, like, in some of these cases, I'll stand up and I'll
from Green Mile.
Yep, yeah.
But she ended up coming out afterwards like, this was bad for me.
Yeah,
and
of
he
course.
was a creep. And the mom had a lot to do with it, too.
Yeah.
Like, 16 is too young.
16 is way too young. 16 is way too young to make any kind of life decision, like getting married and God knows what follows, right? That's like, and when one of the people is very old, it seems super, super weird to me. I don't mind it. Like, if everybody's consenting, if an 18-year-old wants to consent to be in a relationship with a 70-year-old, you do you. I'm not trying to get in your life and invade with like laws and stuff. I just think I agree to a certain extent. It's weird. It's also the inverse, which is far more rare when an older woman like Madonna or Cher is with some really young guy. It's also weird. And it's not only weird because one person, just their age is different than the other one. It's like there are generational gaps where you just have nothing in common with this person. Like an example of this on the stage would be when Method Man and Redman just went out and performed at that concert. And they go, well, we're not doing that again. There's too big of a generational gap. None of the kids knew who they were when they went out there. It's like that, but everything in your life that you talk about, the younger person, what? You're going to get caught up on everything.
There are I dated someone that was 14 years older than me. Mm-hmm. And there were certainly moments in which I was like, you are so much older than me.
Yeah,
like,
it stands out.
I went to go see Pearl Jam and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I was 8 years old at the time.
There's lots of stuff like that. I bring all this up for a reason. Look, we talk about viral news on this show. And there's a story out there today. And it's about Bill Belichick, who is the famed coach of the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick is 72 years old. Mm-hmm. His girlfriend, who he initially met 3 years ago when he signed her school homework in 2021, I think. And
he signed her homework? That's the weird one for me as well. Because if you meet later in life, sometimes if you're 40 and the person's 70, yes, there's a big... gap as far as the numbers go, but you're both adults at that point.
Yeah, who cares?
If you knew them since they were children,
right?
That is bizarre.
That's the weird thing. He met her when he was on a flight with her when she was 20 or 21, and he's 72 years old. She's
homework?
She's 24, maybe like college. I don't know. It says she signed his schoolwork, or he signed her schoolwork.
He's 70. Like trying to make her seem younger than she is.
You don't have to do any work here. He's 72. She's 24 years old, and they're dating.
Yeah.
She's dating so wrinkly.
A 24-year-old. If you look at the photos, it's so funny. She looks like a young 20-something. Jordan Hudson is her name. JAORDON HUDSON is her name. I'll put a photo up on thenewsjunkie.com in the See It Now section.
That would be like if 11 years from now, a young lady was born. Mm-hmm. And then 24 years later, I date her.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
That gap is too big. That's super weird. It says, Hudson was 21 and a student at Bridgewater State University when she and Belichick reportedly struck up a conversation about the book she was reading. He mentioned multiple times that he won the Super Bowl 6 times or however many times he had won at the time.
Man.
Like, I'm just a coach. No big deal. Won the Super Bowl. Ever heard of that? And they struck up a conversation, and now he at 72 is dating a 24-year-old. And maybe Belichick is like high-functioning 74-year-old or 72-year-old. Maybe he's still got energy.
For now, any day, it will turn off.
No 72-year-old can keep up with the 24-year-old. Not happening. Not going to happen.
Just like run.
I'm talking about like what they want to do, what's on their agenda. A 24-year-old wakes up and they want to go out and they want to do all kinds of stuff.
Dude, if there was anything I learned this weekend at Bonnaroo is that as a 34-year-old, I cannot catch up with the 20-somethings.
Exactly. Imagine being 72. And imagine the age gap you mentioned in a relationship before and stretch that out to your 72 and they're 24 years old.
Nah, dog.
That's a lot. That's a big, big gap. I'll put that over on thenewsjunkie.com in the See It Now section. Tammy says 72 or 74. He's 72 years old. Bill Belichick, 72, and the cheerleader is 24 years old that he's dating. BDMX Con says 24 is a minor. I don't care whether I don't care about that part of it. I just care
Nobody
about
said what he's doing is illegal. It's just weird.
It's just weird, and I can't see how it would be comfortable, honestly, on either side. More so on her side, because she's the one who would be possibly having sex with a 72-year-old man at 24 years old.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Bill was also the man who went viral for mouth kissing his daughter?
No.
Who was the coach that did like that?
I don't know.
I'll look it up then.
Does he have a daughter? Does he have a daughter? Because if he has a daughter and he's dating somebody younger than his daughter, that's weird. That's a weird move. If you have a daughter and you're dating somebody, or a son, and you're dating somebody older than your child, you're pegged at higher than that number. You have to be.
Yeah, it was Bill.
I could never date anybody younger than Dylan. I would never be able to do it because that would just be so weird. Also, what did he do?
It was, I forget what year it was, but if you look it up right now, 2015, Bill Belichick under fire for kissing his daughter, and the one still that is repeated over and over again on Google Images. I mean, that
does it say how old she is?
At the time, he was 62, and he was kissing his 30-year-old daughter.
Oh, God.
But look at the kiss, Sean. Please look at the kiss.
Send it to me if you can.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, right?
Right.
It's not a father-daughter kiss to me.
So his daughter is in her 40s.
Right. So, daughter is older than the new girlfriend.
Daughter is almost twice as old as the new girlfriend. He could have a granddaughter or a great-granddaughter.
I just sent it over to you.
All right, I'm going to take a look at this.
It's something to behold.
Right. Hasn't come through the interwebs.
It's a passionate kiss.
There it goes right there. Hang on, give me 1 second, Celine. I'll pull it. Oh, yeah, okay.
See what I'm saying?
What you're talking about. Let me try to zoom in a little bit here because it showed up real small for me. All right, there you go.
This kiss, this kiss.
I know it. Like when
I got a different picture of it where it looked like there was almost some lip biting going on.
Ew.
If you just freeze frame a kiss, it can look bad. If it was like a little peck and then
that's not a little peck.
On.
Both of their faces are squished.
It's
together.
A little much. And if you've been in a relationship with a huge age gap,
this picture we're looking at right now does not look as bad as the one that came up when I Google image searched.
There's a worse photo?
Yes, it's the same kiss. It's just depends on what second you get it in.
Imagine being the photographers. They're they snap 60 photos of it, and then they're walking back what did we just capture?
Yeah, what was that?
That's not his wife.
All right, I'll pop both of those up on See It Now over on thenewsjunkie.com because it's a visual. That way you can see it. We got to get into this story about somebody who had an accident on a stage in London. It was Ian McKellen, which, if you don't know, he's the guy from, I believe, Lord of the Rings.
X-Men, too, I think.
And X-Men. He played Magneto in X-Men. And it was a really bad accident that happened. People thought he may have died when this occurred. We'll get into the details of what went down. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Later today on the Jim Colbert Show, we welcome special guest co-hosts Tom and Dan from A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. Then we're going to get some money tips with financial advisor Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. And the winner of JCS Trivia today, we'll get a pair of tickets to see not only Def Leppard, but Journey and special guest Cheap Trick at Camping World Stadium on July 10th. All that, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident here on Reeves Road at Pleasant Hill Road. One northbound lane is blocked and one southbound lane is blocked. There's an earlier accident still causing a bit of commotion here on Severin Boulevard at Forest City Road. There's delays on Colonial Drive by the interstate and slowdowns on State Road 429 northbound approaching Florida's Turnpike's Ramp Junction. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by DellAir.com. Feel the Dell Air difference. Let Dell Air help you declare energy independence with a new AC system for up to 50% savings on energy bills. Call or visit DellAir.com to book your free estimate and start saving with summer rebates, specials, and interest-free financing.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Friday, June 21st, join the Monsters in the Morning live from the Crimson House in New Smyrna Beach. Enjoy a breakfast buffet from Bagel King with a $5 donation or food item for UBIC Food Pantry. And get your summer off on the right foot with $20 buckets of Bud and Bud Light, event t-shirts, and live music. That's Crimson House in New Smyrna Beach, Friday the 21st. Sponsored by Bud Light, Folds of Honor program, Cayman's 50th anniversary wine, and promos for you.
Drive. Hey, guys, it's Q, Murr, and Sal from Practical Jokers, and we are excited to announce our brand new Drive tour.
True TV and Practical Jokers, the Drive Tour, starring Q, Murr, and Sal. Friday, June 21st, Edition Financial Arena.
This is going to drive me insane.
Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. 16 years of age or older suggested to attend. Produced by Outback Presents.
Hey everyone, I'm Dante Marcatelli.
And I'm Jake Chapman.
We're the hosts of Magic Drive Time, the only daily audio fix for Orlando Magic fans. And actually, I just realized this, Jake, one of the longest running sports talk shows in Orlando. We've been at it for 13 seasons. How is that possible?
Oh, wow. That's good stuff, Dante. And that's exactly what you'll get on Magic Drive Time each day. It's your touchstone for the latest Magic news, game previews, and reviews. We've got more stats and notes than we know what to do with.
Listen to Magic Drive Time on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
Being a great dad doesn't require some fat wallet. I realized a simple stopwatch could make my kids' day better. I turned everything into a speed competition. Just time everything. How fast can they make their bed? How quickly can they fold 10 shirts? The weirder, the better. I want Tom who could hug me the longest. They'll be excited if you're excited. Trust me.
Pull out a stopwatch or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of Team USA, plus NBC's top Olympic moments, original Summer Games podcasts, and live hourly updates from the games in Paris on the iHeart app and right here on this station. Be sure you have the free iHeart app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
iHeartRadio.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
Is the beaches,
Artemis?
right?
No, this is Artemis.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. But they sound like the beaches, I guess, perhaps?
I realized, and it was because of Radio Michael 7 mostly, that we interviewed quite a few of our rejoins.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it was very
cool.
fun.
I saw you interviewed the guys from Taking Back Sunday, which
Oh, my God.
must have been a trip.
Just wait until I put out that interview, or at least the clips, because at that point, it was so hot at Bonnaroo, and I have never been more thankful for Giant Recreation World and the RV that we rented from them, because there was nothing like that heat. And so by the time I got with Taking Back Sunday, I mean, I was sweating profusely. I look insane. And I was like, you know what? F it. So as soon as we started, I go, hey, guys, Sabrina here from Patriot Network. And all of them just went completely blank in the face. So I'm like, 9/11 inside job, right? And then, and I got to tell you, it was, 8th grade me was screaming. Never in a million years would I think I'd be hanging out with Taking Back Sunday.
Oh, that's fun.
And the lead singer is just as strange as I thought he was going to be.
Oh, is he really?
We went into a huge tangent about Alex Jones. And I'm like, did you know he sells protein? He didn't really care all that much. But
all right. Well,
It was a
stay
great time.
tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll see
Trust
what
me.
happened with that.
More content.
Were you like making sure the whole time, since it's just burning hot outside this summer, that you were using sunscreen everywhere? Like you and Radio Michael 7 stay on top of the sunscreen game?
Sunscreen was a big thing. We had a giant bottle outside, water as well, like constantly filling up on that.
I did not know.
We couldn't even get drunk because you would sweat it out immediately.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what that's like outside. Like it's been that way for like a couple of weeks now, where it's immeasurably hot and uncomfortable outside. And when we go out, Courtney will be like, "Oh, you got to put some sunscreen on." But I didn't know the sunscreen game had changed up on me while I was hiding out inside.
What do you mean?
I didn't know. Like, she has a powdered sunscreen.
Okay, what?
I had never heard of this before.
I got to say, I have not either. I've been using the spray.
Yeah, the spray is like, we had that, and that's what I was always used to, but she's like, no. The powdered one is the way to go now.
I've used a powdered hair gel before. I don't think you can call it gel if it's powdered, but I've used like a hair styling powder before. Never powdered shampoo. Although I know people who have used that. I'd never heard of powdered sunscreen.
I hadn't either. I was like, what is this? And then I had to stop, and then she takes out this little thing, and it's like you're applying makeup or something. Like dust it over your face with a little brush, and then like you dust. And I was like, what the hell? I did not even know that the game had changed.
But you
on
still
me,
got sunburn?
I guess. I don't know. I forgot on one day. I'm not good at these things. I get distracted easily.
Oh,
and
heard that, brother.
And then I forget like the easy, simple person stuff on my list.
I do, because when I was a kid, I hated sunscreen. I just, and like when my dad would take me to the beach, if it wasn't super sunny out, I could convince him that like, yeah, the clouds are out. I won't get sunburned. It's fine. And then I would end up peeling. But like, I just hated like wiping the stuff on. I hated anything like a cream like that on my face. Like I just didn't like the applying of it. But now that everything's a spray,
it's easier.
I'm pretty fine with it. You know, the aerosol one. There's non-aerosol ones I use on my face. Pretty good.
And Courtney doesn't understand sometimes that I hate doing things that seem to be really simple to her. So, like, for instance, last night I was like, I got to shave before we do the show tomorrow. I was like, God, I hate shaving. Man, do I hate shaving. It's such a...
Sometimes I feel like that about taking a shower. I'm like, this is going to take
like, God,
forever.
If only there was a better way. Like the powdered sunscreen version of like a shower in 2024.
Absolutely. Same with brushing your teeth. Like, can't I just step into something and then I'm instantly clean
Boom.
and then
Yeah.
I go about my day?
Zaps you in 1 second. You got fresh breath. Your teeth are as white and beautiful as they possibly could be. We need innovations. We need innovations for this. Over to a man who's not feeling too well right now. Ian McKellen. Is he a sir? Ian McKellen?
I believe he is a sir.
I feel like I've heard that name with a sir before. Sir Ian McKellen was hospitalized after falling off stage during a performance of Player Kings at the Noel Coward Theatre in London, according to the BBC. He was acting out a battle scene, which makes it a little more funny, when he lost his footing and he fell, and he fell off the stage and dropped like a rock. And then they said you could just hear him screaming for help. And people
This dude is acting out live battle scenes at 85 years old.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for him, man. That is somebody who is dedicated to the art of acting. I bet you that he puts more value in stage performance than some of the movies he's done and made a whole bunch of money for. Like, I bet you those movies pay his bills and allow him to have these like theater projects and
he seems that way.
You know, I kind of get those vibes.
Yeah, he seems like the guy who's into the truest sense of acting, and he's in good spirits. He's going to make a speedy and full recovery, they said. But people who were at the play were incredibly shocked. They ended the play immediately. Everybody was told.
So I was
to go.
wondering if there wasn't like a show must go on thing.
No. Like, he screamed, and they had the ushers go over, and they were like, "Everybody, get out of here! It's done."
They didn't have they didn't have to wake up the understudy and rush him out there.
Come on,
finish the battle.
I'll tell you, there was a moment this weekend where I was like, "Whoa, what do you do in this scenario?" I'd never been on a ride that I went on this weekend. Also, just for the record, full disclosure, I was super scared. Like, in line, I was like,
Of what?
the Tron ride.
Because you have to be on a bike?
It's fast and it's like a roller coaster. It's not necessarily just the bicycle.
The insult there was so understated.
I was just curious.
It is like a bike, and no hats or nothing on that ride. You know, you gotta go for it. And you don't get strapped in like you do on a traditional ride. You're like, the bike itself is kind of how it keeps you locked in place. And you're like leaned over, holding on these handlebars. And it goes 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds or something. It's crazy. It's a crazy ass ride. But we're waiting in line. We're about to go on this ride. I'm freaking out a little bit. And then Courtney starts freaking out. I'm like, all right, I got to be cool so she doesn't freak out. I'm like, this is going to be fun, babe. We're going to have a good time. Couldn't really pull that off. But
You said
tried.
that right before sex too, right?
Yes. And as we're about to go on the ride, the set of bikes, like Tron bikes on this roller coaster before us, it goes and it heads off down the tunnel where the ride is about to start. And some kid maybe like 12, 13 years old, starts screaming bloody murder. But I mean, not like screaming like a joke, not screaming like, woo, here we go. But like, just like screaming bloody murder. Screaming like they're being attacked. Like this is a person in absolute and utter distress. And I look over at the ride operators and they're just kind of like shrug their shoulders. They're like, well, minute and 20 seconds from now, he'll be able to consider what his options were. I was like, they don't stop it. If somebody freaks out right before the roller coaster starts, they don't just stop everything and go, all right, and let's get this person off there. You're screaming. Yeah, you're on your panic attack. You are going on that ride. It is going to shoot you out of that ride. And the person is just screaming bloody murder the whole entire time, as if somebody is trying to stab them in the throat. And this is their last shot at being safe. Oh, my God. I was like, well, how brutal that they just send you off and like, see you in a little bit. We'll see you on the other side. That ride is something else, though. I don't know anything about Tron. I don't know anything about like the movies or anything, but it was definitely fun. And you know what's weird? When I go on a roller coaster, old man rant incoming. Yeah. I don't necessarily like the stomach dropping thing. Like I'm okay with the rest of it. Yeah, I don't like when your stomach is like, you know, like when you do the drop off and your stomach kind of sinks down. Yeah. You feel that on the bike. You don't feel that. Really? You don't feel that sensation. Yeah. So when you drop, because you're laying down flat, your stomach, like, I don't know how it works in terms of the physiology of it, but like you don't feel like you're lifting up, kind of.
No, maybe it's like a placebo of like, because I'm on a bike, your brain is now like, I'm controlling this.
It could be that. I don't know what it is, but you don't feel like that. Like that dropping moment where you feel uncomfortable. You just feel like you're zooming around, which I was with.
The G-force, what I cannot do now is anything that spins in a circle, like more than once. Like I'll never get back on one of those swing rides because the idea of just spinning over and over again just makes me feel dizzy talking about it.
Yeah. I would give it a whirl if I had proper medication, like give me some Dramamine or something.
You take a Dramamine before a ride, old man? Oh, you can't do that.
I would have to, or else I'm not going to be much fun for the rest of the time. I went to the circus, or the circus.
You went to the circus?
Went to the fair with my wife one time while we were still dating. And I got nauseous.
Oh, my God. She didn't leave you on the spot? She was like, this guy got taken out by the Gravitron. How's he going to...
You were afraid of the just regular Tron. Wasn't even a Gravitron, pussy.
Good point. Good point.
Okay. Quick break. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
I'll tell you, pussy. What's coming up on the next episode? Rumor has it Halle Berry will be carrying the Olympic torch, but looks like someone took out the Olympic part and just torched Carrie Underwood's house. One of the stars of Stranger Things got kicked out of a bar for taking his drunk to an 11. Papa. Plus, You're Killing Me Small said the car window to Tom Geary holding a dumbbell. I'll explain all that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And this afternoon will be breezy, winds gusting over 25 miles an hour, passing clouds, a couple of showers. It'll keep it cooler than otherwise. We'll see highs about 88 degrees, which is running about 3 or 4 degrees below our normal. And you can thank that wind coming in off the Atlantic. That wind ultimately blows in some tropical moisture by late week, sending our rain chances to the likely category from Thursday through Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Safe Touch Security.
Boss, did you know Safe Touch Security is the home of the 45-second or less guaranteed response?
Of course, it's just one of the reasons why I hate Safe Touch. For a limited time, save up to 50% on select security systems. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're a Carrier Factory Authorized dealer, and there are rebates that you get up to $1,275 on a brand new Carrier unit. If you're going to go with the experts, you got to go with Carrier, and you got to go with millsair.com. That's where I got my system. I absolutely love it. And you got to make sure you do maintenance on your AC system. They do service on all brands of AC, and it can detect and prevent an upcoming breakdown for you and save you a lot of money. You can count on millsair.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings, all for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
Walt Disney World Resort is hiring. Explore a variety of full-time and part-time roles at the heart of the magic and enjoy great benefits like complimentary theme park admission, exclusive discounts, and more. Apply today at waltdisneyworld.jobs.
Fixing your car or repairing things around your house sure isn't getting any cheaper. And that's why there's Everything Breaks for Home and Auto. For less than $1 a day, get automotive repair coverage with free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental cars. Add home protection too, and cover major home systems, appliances, and electronics. Bundle Home and Auto and save even more. Call now and qualify for one of our bonus coverages, like 1 year of free car coverage, 1 year of free electronics coverage, or 4 months of free home warranty coverage. There's one number to call and one company handling your claims from start to finish. That's Everything Breaks. Get your free quote today. Call 855-865-SAVE. 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Savings vary according to plan, age, or condition of vehicle or home repairs needed. Coverage not available in all states. Service fees, limitations, and exclusions apply. Go to everythingbreaks.com/terms for details. Call 855-865-SAVE. Online at everythingbreaks.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
Get ready to see the Eagles at Sphere Las Vegas with iHeartRadio. We'll fly you there, put you up at the Venetian Resort Las Vegas, and set you up with VIP tickets, including priority entry to see the Eagles play Sphere Las Vegas. Plus, we'll make your trip extra special with a helicopter tour of the city. And you'll take home To the Limit, the Essential Collection box set, signed by the Eagles. Winner must be 21 or older. Prize provided by Live Nation. For your chance to win, Just listen to this station on the free iHeartRadio app.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
And guess what, friends? If you miss any of the show, you can always get the podcast. Subscribe to it over at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see all the links that you need right there. Very easy for you to find. And, of course, subscribe on iHeartRadio so you can get the show every day. One more thing. If you want to get alerts when the podcast is posted every day, I used to post them on the News Junkie Facebook group. There's like Facebook groups and pages all over the place. But I used to post it on one of the bigger Facebook groups. They won't let me do that because they keep flagging me saying I'm spamming or something. Automated thing from Google or from Facebook, which is super fun. But on Twitter, I post a tweet. So if you go over on Twitter at the News Junkie and hit, subscribe to alerts for posts, then when I post the podcast each day, boom, you'll get a push notification just like that. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Kyrie, you suck!
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Dawn. ThatMortgageGuyDawn.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, perhaps doing some debt consolidation, expanding your business, you're just curious about all those things and so much more, make sure you're working with That Mortgage Guy Dawn. Not only is he an expert, but he's your friend and has been a very good friend to a lot of people. So much so, 5-star reviews in the thousands. And that means he knows how to do the business, and he makes it very easy for you. So get the process started today by going to ThatMortgageGuyDawn.com.
Don't miss the book, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDawn.com.
It was a mere 14 years ago, 2010, a double-sided sheet of paper.
All right. Did not think that was going that direction.
That this guy hand wrote one of their songs for.
Whisper words of wisdom.
Oh, Beatles, the Beatles. John Lennon.
Beatles is wrong. Well, John Lennon was the correct answer. The point goes to Sean, and he hand wrote the Beatles song, A Day in the Life. And on this day, it was sold at auction for how much money?
Oh, man, that's got to be a lot.
2010, handwritten, double sides. Great song.
Reverse the inflation. I'm going to go.
I don't like that it's double-sided.
Why?
If I want to display it somewhere, that's a whole one side of the page that people can't see.
That's true. What would you do at that point?
Do you display it in a way so you
rotating?
could see it from both sides? Yeah, like in a wall, but then like you could see it on the other side of the wall.
And then you look at the other person who's on the other side of the wall.
I think it was $1 million.
Imagine.
900K.
1.2 million buckaroos.
Yeah.
Look at that. And
a bargain.
Forget 1.2 million, more like priceless. According to some rumors, Halle Berry will be carrying the Olympic torch.
What?
Torch. That is
That means she's
so
all done
random.
menopausing?
I'm sorry? Something's
we
on
heard from
fire,
her-
but not her vagina.
She was menopausing, and she screamed it at the top of her lungs at some event she was doing.
And I'd say millions of women felt her pain.
Sure.
Felt like she was talking for them. But she's going to move the menses over and carry that Olympic torch, at least according to page 6, and down a street called the Grossette in Cannes, France. Cannes. What did we decide? That's what the film festival is, right?
I think we always say like every possible option, so everybody's
Can you move me to Paris so I know I could say it?
Yeah, please.
She says it'll be so amazing to see her carrying the torch. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Plenty of celebrities have helped carry the Olympic torch over the years. That includes Muhammad Ali, Magic Johnson, Diane Sawyer, Lance Bass, Sylvester Stallone, Ryan Seacrest, and John Legend. So let's see if Halle Berry will make the list. And I said someone, but there's actually not really... It wasn't someone who lit this person's house on fire, but it was on fire.
Oh, Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood is right. Jesus did not take the fire extinguisher or the wheel, but her home in Tennessee was caught on fire over the weekend. It started from a UTV. A UTI is also a fire burning sensation, but a UTV that was parked near her garage, an unidentified
terrain vehicle.
Terrain vehicle.
Oh, like one of those 6-wheel things that they drive around in the mud and stuff?
UTV, I imagine, maybe has the cage around it.
Let me see. UTV.
ATV.
Utility task vehicle.
Oh, it's like a souped-up golf cart. It's like a mud and golf cart is what I'm looking
Part
at.
golf cart, part like ATV.
Right. And this one sucked at not lighting itself on fire. Firefighters were able to use the 10,000-gallon water reservoir that Carrie installed on her property to prevent it from reaching her house, so that worked out well.
Nice.
You guys are looking for something to do to avoid your house burning.
Did they say why Carrie Underwood has a 10,000 gallon?
I think she lives off the grid. I don't think there's like, I don't think there's like a setup for, what's it called? What are those things called in your front yard?
Reservoir?
What are they called? No, the things, the red
Fire
things.
extinguisher.
Those-
Fire hydrant.
Fire hydrant, those
There we go.
things. Yeah, I don't think she has those.
4 people and 3 pets were inside the house, and they all died.
Oh, my God.
They did not. They're all okay, and maybe next time she'll think before she cheats. There's no cheating in the Stanley Cup, but they're thinking that this gal is their lucky charm. Let's go, girls and boys.
Shania Twain.
They say, rumor has it, not really a rumor, more like the fans of that one team, the Panthers.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Panthers, it was the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay, yeah.
That now say that Shania Twain is their lucky charm because she was apparently at the game and the Florida Panthers were up 3-0 on the verge of a sweep, taking down the grand prize in hockey. But that don't impress her much because she gave a free concert for Edmonton fans before Game 4 with chants, "We want the cup. We want the cup." You guys,
we want the cup.
We want the cup.
Then Shania sat in the crowd, cheered them on as they dominated the game 8-1. So now they're like, you have to go to every single game now, Shania, because you're the reason why we won. And the entire crowd sang a rendition of Man, I Feel Like a Woman. And they ended up winning. At least the Oilers did. So now they're hoping that she'll be in Florida for Game 5.
Ooh, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
Let's go, girls, on a very long flight to Florida. So good luck. Someone who will not be flying for a while is Sandlot star Tom Geary. You don't maybe know his real name, but he's the one who played Scotty Smalls in The Sandlot. And he was arrested after being caught on video throwing a not-so-small dumbbell at a car window.
Okay, what led to this?
Thank
That
you
doesn't
for
happen out of
asking.
nowhere.
It wasn't even the most bizarre / frightening thing that he did prior to being arrested. They said he walked up to his neighbor's front door, rang the doorbell with a large knife in his hand, and that too was caught on video. So I'm guessing it was a discrepancy with his neighbor. He was seen in this video shirtless, raising a 35-pound dumbbell above his head, smashing it down on the front windshield of a white Jeep, then struts away, crossing the street. Dumbbell rolls down the hood of the car. According to the Horry County Sheriff's Office. Then the owner of the Jeep yelled at Geary about his windshield being shattered. Sandlot actor replied, "That sucks, man. I'll pay you back. I'm sorry. I'm going to get you back." End quote.
It sounds like he might have some issues.
Nah,
I'm
what do you
hearing
mean?
a
You need therapy, Smalls.
little bit of issues for this guy.
So he got arrested, charged with assault, disorderly conduct, malicious damage. No reason was reported for the incident either. So just having perhaps a bad day. Also having a bad day, one of the stars of Stranger Things, Noah Schnapp from
Yep, I
Stranger
know him.
Things. He, I don't know the last time we talked about him. Was he coming out as gay? Is that the same guy?
Yeah,
Or
there
is
was
that the one
something
from
about that.
Ghostbusters?
No, there was something about him and his character in Stranger Things. Noah Schnapp, I think. I don't know about real life, but in the show they were like he's like asexual or something maybe.
Well, he may be gay, but he got hammered over the weekend, and so much so he got kicked out of a New York City bar for being drunk and out of control.
Nice.
Also, by the way, just 19 years old.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm. He was at a Manhattan club called The Palace. Early Saturday morning, he got mad because people wouldn't take tequila shots with him due to the fact that he's 19 years old.
He is gay, by the way.
Is that the reason people wouldn't take tequila shots with him, or were they just like
Maybe
done
because
taking
he's gay?
tequila shots?
A source says that he became so, quote, aggressively wasted that security booted him. He ended up sitting on the curb for about half an hour because he was clearly unable to stand, and then he left.
It's weird, I think, that these like clubs and stuff would give interviews about this. Like
you would think you would want to stay as far away from that as possible.
Yeah, about the fact that we had a 19-year-old drinking in our, famous or not, you're still breaking the law.
Do you, what happens? Because you recognize the guy. You could either ask for his ID.
Or you could Google him.
Or you just Google real quick.
You
to
could.
see how old he is.
And maybe he's pulling that Wikipedia trick where right before he goes to the front door, he's like, look me up on Wikipedia,
This
man.
was edited 15 minutes ago, sir. Or they gave him the giant X's, and much like a lot of us did back in the day, you just go to the washroom and you scrub it off and keep your hands in your pockets. Or at least that's what I read. I only have time for so much more, so let's go ahead and find out the most expensive toy of all time. Because we now have a winner, my friends.
I'm all ears.
Turns out one of the toys from this franchise.
Star Wars.
Star Wars is right. Are you all ears, Sean? Because you didn't answer, man.
I didn't get it. I don't get Star Wars stuff all the time.
You're a big Star Wars fan now. You've ridden the rides like 2 times.
I like the rides.
driver, dude.
The rides are super cool, and they're really well done, but I don't know anything else about it. I'm Star Wars stupid.
I'm about to tell you a little bit more, Sean boy. An original Star Wars Boba Fett action figure from 1979 sold at auction for how much money? Here's a little bit more information. The prototype for the figure, originally designed, had a missile that fired from a cannon on its back. The company decided it would be harmful to children.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a prototype. Okay.
So
no, I think it was an early release.
And then some kid choked, but never made the news. Only 100 of the prototypes with the working rocket were thought to have been
You would know that if
produced.
you weren't Star Wars stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working on
They
it.
call it restarted.
Tard Vader.
Once I said it out loud, like I formed it in my head and it sounded funny, but once I said it out loud, it just sounded like something you do to a computer.
Well, mine didn't.
Sean's restarted.
So I guess I'm gonna be. Around 70 are known to be in the hands of collectors, and just one sold at auction for how much money?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Fires
it's
the
a
missile.
it's a toy, but there was 100 of them, so I don't think it's as much. But you did say the most expensive all time, didn't you?
Yes, it makes it the most expensive vintage toy ever.
$200,000.
Okay.
$1 million.
Okay. All right. It was, I guess, kind of in the middle. I'm not here to do math. It sold for $525,000.
Jeez, wow.
We'll see if the missile still works. What does work is the boob tube, and here's what's on it, you cutie pies. Let's get crazy at Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. We'll see if Shania Twain can make it over. Episode 4 of The Acolyte on Disney+. Beat Shazam on Fox. The Summer Olympic Trials on NBC. Series premiere of Sin City Tow on Discovery, a reality series about a group of tow truck drivers working the streets of Vegas.
Yes.
Okay. And you can also catch Kevin Costner on Fallon. Follow your dreams. I'm me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, we got to talk about a restaurant. Another restaurant with a crazy rule that has a lot of people talking. And there's a new show that people have been
The
reaching
tow
out
truck
to me.
driver one?
Well, they're reaching out and they're saying you got to watch this. I want to see if either one of you has seen this yet, and we got to learn a little bit more, because if this is true, it's just insane. We'll dive into that rabbit hole. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio has is your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Orange Blossom Trail is partially blocked there, and authorities are clearing up an accident on the Beach Lines off-ramp to Tradeport Drive westbound. There's slowdowns on the off-ramp from the Greenway southbound to Colonial Drive and delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. If you see any other traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Discover a career that matters at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Be part of an innovative team delivering world-class health care and benefits to America's veterans. Enjoy robust benefits, work-life balance, and career development opportunities. Join a diverse and inclusive community that values your unique background and skills. A community where nearly 1 in 3 of your colleagues are veterans themselves. Apply now at vacareers.va.gov.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In office, Orlando.
Hey there, it's Russ Rollins. I'm talking to all the homeowners out there who are tired of staring at their cold swimming pools. It's time to stop wasting money on a pool that you can't use. With Solar Source, you can enjoy your pool year-round like I do. Top 5 things Solar Source customers do after solar heating their pools? Well, spend time with your family. Go nighttime swimming. You got movie nights in the pool. You got water workouts and much more. Friends of mine, friends of Russ Rollins, can save big money when scheduling a free consultation today at solarsource.com/monsters. Don't wait any longer. Start enjoying your pool again with Solar Source.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
This is Attorney Jeff Kaufman for the Injured Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind. I'd like to thank some of the people in my firm who make this possible. Craig Lind, Christian Schlereth, Ken Schoenberger, Natalie Bailey, Sarah Burkhalter, Bree Lopez, Ashley Larson, Skylar Farazi, Renee Rosso, Catherine Ewing, Delaney Hogue, Patty Hotchkiss, Christopher Hunt, Christopher Diaz, Matthew Fondren, Jonathan Lamb, Sam Korth, Bridget Lind, David Love, Haley Weedman, and Alex Francis. I can't thank you enough. Contact us at winunius.com or dial pound 546. Offices, Orlando.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Glad to finally have you over.
What do you think?
You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there.
Huh?
Sorry.
Sorry, it's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Membership required. Loan subject to change.
Hey guys, Father's Day is fast approaching, and if you haven't gotten a gift yet, I got you covered. Check out the Corona Cigar Father's Day sale and get up to 20% off both in-store and online purchases using the code FATHER, Saturday, June 14th through Tuesday, June 18th. Corona Cigar has you covered. They have a fantastic selection of spirits, cigars, and accessories that any dad would love. So whether you're buying for yourself or that last-minute Father's Day gift, head on over to coronacigar.com or visit one of their 3 retail locations in Dr. Phillips, downtown, or Heathrow. Happy Father's Day from Corona Cigar Company. Some exclusions apply.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey everyone, I'm Dante Marcatello. And I'm Jake Chapman. We're the hosts of Magic Drive Time, the only daily audio fix for Orlando Magic fans. And actually, I just realized this, Jake, one of the longest running sports talk shows in Orlando. We've been at it for 13 seasons. How is that possible?
Oh, wow. That's good stuff, Dante. And that's exactly what you'll get on Magic Drive Time each day. It's your touchstone for the latest Magic news, game previews, and reviews. We've got more stats and notes, and we know what to do with.
Listen to Magic Drive Time on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
Get into what they are saying you cannot do at their spot in just a moment. But first, there's a strange phenomenon that seems to happen now where shows will be available on some streaming provider and they do very little, sometimes even none promotion for it. And so the show just like sits there. Sometimes the show sits there for a couple of years. Some people watch it, some people are into it, but then all of a sudden it pops up.
Oh, yeah.
And it becomes like a new thing. And you go, well, that show's from years ago. And it goes like, yeah, but it just now started to go viral. It started to get attention from everybody.
Which must be exciting for the people who, like, you know, create it and act in it, where they're like, well, this was a failure. No one knows what we did. And then 4 years later, boom.
You think you missed.
Star, but you got canceled already.
You think you missed, but then you get your opportunity afterwards because the audience gets the ultimate victory.
Isn't that kind of like what happened to Family Guy?
Yeah, I think so. In some ways, Family Guy has been canceled multiple times, and then the audience kind of strikes back. But in this case, it was a discovery thing. Like, clearly this was a good show. People dug it, but it took it a while to find its legs. And the show that I've heard a bunch of people talking about as of late, tell me if you guys have seen this or it's been on your radar at all. It's called The Serpent. Have you heard of this at all?
I have not.
No.
Okay. It's totally passed by me. It's on Netflix now. It was originally back in 2021 on the BBC. And then they put it in the same year on Netflix. But I think it took a while before they put it on the U.S. version of Netflix.
I mean, I think this is a little bit what I said last week. We're kind of starting Your Honor now, which was previously on Showtime. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have Showtime. I didn't feel like jumping through a bunch of hoops and, you know, to try and get copies of this show. I just like, all right, whatever. And I forgot about it. And now that it's on Netflix, I'm like, kind of really want to watch some more Your Honor. It's a pretty good show, even though it, you know, there's some not cringe, but like you feel like, oh, he's gonna, everybody's gonna figure it out right now. He's screwing it up.
because like we talked about last time we brought this up, there's too many lies. Too many lies floating around.
it.
This is why you don't lie, folks. You get tangled up in just a web of lies, and then you forget who you lied to. That is sort of the center of it. But this is called The Serpent, and the story is crazy to me. But allegedly the following is true. Brace yourself. This is about a guy, and it's based on a true story. It's about a guy named Charles. And Charles is dating this woman. He's got a girlfriend. And his girlfriend finds out his ultimate secret, which is that Charles is actually a very prolific serial killer.
Okay.
And true story, again, the reaction of Charles's girlfriend is not one of dismay, shock, and disgust. She wants to help him. She also wants to get in on the serial killing. And that's the story of The Serpent.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah, like, and I go, wait, this is a true story? This is the actual story. It says it's based on the crimes of French serial killer Charles the Serpent Saubrage, who murdered young tourists from 1975 to 1976. It was shot in Thailand. Let me see the real guy that this is based on. Okay, the guy was born in 1944. I guess he's still alive. He was known as the Bikini Killer because of the attire of several of his victims, as well as the Splitting Killer and the Serpent for his snake-like ability to avoid detection by authorities. It's thought that he murdered...
Wait. This guy is a serial killer, and he's got a statue of himself?
There's a statue, yes.
There's a statue of him?
There's a statue of him in India at a restaurant.
What?
I don't know why, but there
We're
is.
here ripping down statues of Confederate soldiers, and they have statues of serial killers?
I guess we are to believe that that's the case. It says it's thought that Saubrage murdered at least 20 tourists in South and Southeast Asia, including 14 in Thailand. He was convicted and jailed from 1976 to 1997 in India. After his release, he returned to France. He went to Nepal in 2003, where he was arrested, tried, and given a life sentence. During the 21st of December 2022, the Supreme Court of Nepal ordered his release from prison because of his old age, and he had served 19 years in prison.
Why would they release him? Just because he's old? He murdered people.
And he's still alive, according to this. On the 23rd of December 2022, so basically 2023, he was released and deported to France. So now he's allegedly alive in France somewhere. This guy that killed like 20 people is a serial killer. Now he might be too old to serial kill. Might be that he's dated himself there a little bit. But man, that's a true story. The Serpent series on Netflix.
Interesting.
I can't. I mean, that's got to be a rarity. Most of your partners, if they find out that you're doing a little serial killing on the side, they're probably not going to like it.
They would call it a red flag, I believe.
Yeah, they may think like, ooh,
is there something to it where you find out your lover is a serial killer and you realize he hasn't killed you yet?
Yeah,
there is
that's
something
true.
special. Why me? Let's do this together. Or
maybe
if I break up with him, will he kill me?
If I break up, I'm a goner. I'm totally done for if I break up with him. So you're kind of stuck a little bit there. I have not watched the series. I've just seen a bunch of people who have been talking about this as of late.
I just can't believe there's a statue.
It's a statue to a killer.
If they announced that in San Francisco, they're going to erect a statue of Charles Manson, people would lose their minds.
Yeah, there would be a big uproar over that. You don't want to do that. That's a bad move. But maybe this guy was charming. Charles Manson was a lot of things. He was not charming.
No, he was ugly.
But he's still charmed somehow.
He was able to brainwash people. I don't know why. That's a longer argument or how. But he definitely wasn't charming. If this guy was a murderer, but also who was the good-looking one who was charming?
It was
who escaped from the courthouse and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was in Florida. Come on.
Yeah, that guy.
One of the most notorious.
Bundy?
Yeah.
Like Bundy could almost have a statue.
Was he the one that just had a Netflix special?
He's had a bunch.
Yes, yeah. I think we learned enough about Bundy too. Courtney was just saying that the other day. It's like, we got another one of these, or
OJ's the
Dahmer.
one.
Dahmer was a lot.
Yeah, it's like Dahmer's like, okay, I think we kind of got the point of what's happening here.
Did Dahmer have sex first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The Dahmer's the one, and then like I said, there's a new OJ one coming out, and I'm like, come on, how much?
What are they doing? Are they trying to say OJ was innocent? Or what's their point of view?
I don't think so. No,
there is one that does that.
There's a TMZ one coming out where it's like, I guess maybe some of the people in the inner circle are saying some things that they wouldn't have said while he was still alive.
Okay,
I don't know.
I mean, I could listen to that, but the one that tried to pull off the OJ was innocent line was so bad. And I remember, I told you the story when we watched it, when it happened years and years ago. Courtney was like, I can't believe they're allowed to do this. And I go, oh, you mean lie? Or like, just present a false narrative in a documentary? Every documentary has a viewpoint. Every single documentary has a viewpoint. And they make a decision about where they're going to go.
Did you watch the latest Casey Anthony one where...
No. But we watched Making a Murderer. And then I had gone and done a deep dive on the court documents of Making a Murderer, and I was highlighting to her like how they were sort of being misleading in that docuseries. Everybody afterwards is like, free Stephen Avery. And I'm like, look at the evidence in the documents in this case. Stephen Avery definitely killed somebody. Like, it's very clear when you look at the evidence that he killed somebody. The problem in that story was they had wrongfully arrested him previous. And so they're like, they did it again. They're out to get this guy. So those kind of documentaries, they're out there where it's just like kind of a left field take on a story that everybody knows. Dahmer was innocent is an interesting one if anybody has the balls to do it. Or we know people with restaurants. That was at a restaurant. One of our restaurant friends, you need to put a statue of a serial killer out in front of your restaurant.
We dare you.
It'll bring the people in. Maybe not the people you want.
No, there is a restaurant in Florida that I believe in like the Port Orange area that has not a statue but a shrine dedicated to Eileen Wuornos. We've talked about this before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Eileen is such a fascinating serial killer to me.
Yeah, a rare female serial killer. Does not happen all that much.
Crazy girl.
And so and that's not positive or negative, or it was done in a positive light.
I mean, if you look at it, hang on, let me find.
So, I'll tell you this. Going to the Museum of Death in LA a few years ago was very strange because it's not like they're, I don't know, not idolizing them, but there was so much memorabilia that you can't help but feel that perhaps there's some sort of putting them up on some sort of
like
pedestal.
You might not be outwardly fans, but you seem to be like...
You've collected a lot of things.
You're showing off the stats. You're like, this is how many people they killed. But you know what? Everybody's kind of into that. Everybody's kind of into that. And we were having a short discussion yesterday, I think, about this, Courtney and I. And it was like, all of these shows, Dahmer, any of these like murder shows, there's so much of the audience is dominated by females. And females, generally speaking, abhor content that is violent. They don't like just vile stuff and gore for the sake of gore. If you look at just internet traffic, you'll always see that. They're not into it. But for some reason, when it comes to like the true crime stuff, absolutely the people are fangirling out over this. That is an interesting phenomenon to me. Okay, we got to get to this restaurant that has put in place a rule that has started a big conversation in Indianapolis. And their quote was, "This is not Chuck E. Cheese. This was not made for babies. That's the sad truth." What do they do here? You're going to find out. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio
is the Monsters in the Morning.
This dude, Matt Rife, I think he's an odd-looking dude. I don't find it. Look, he ain't my kind of man. I don't find him attractive.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Authorities are working on a crash on Florida's Turnpike southbound before mile marker 198. The right lane is blocked there, and the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Orange Blossom Trail, that's partially blocked. The off-ramp from the Beach Line westbound to Tradeport Drive, that is partially blocked as well. Just travel with caution in these areas. If you see any other traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Mills Air. MillsAir.com is the website. That's all you need to know. This is a company that is amazing in every way. They are fair. They are not going to take advantage of you. They are looking to have a customer for life. And when you have a company that wants a long-term partnership with their customers, you end up with a better outcome. They want to keep you happy, so you keep coming back if you have any other air conditioning issues. Mills Air is a locally owned and operated company. They're a family-owned and operated company. They are a company that strives for fairness in every interaction, and they've been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years of helping people just like you. Doesn't matter what kind of AC you have. If you have a Carrier unit, they're a Carrier factory-authorized dealer. If you need one, they can get you really big rebates on a brand-new Carrier unit, which could save you quite a bit of money on your electricity bill. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to Mills Air. And turn to them for preventative maintenance as well, which could save you money and detect an upcoming breakdown. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-798-3399. That's 800-798-3399. 800-798-3399.
Hey there, homeowners. Russ Rollins here. Are you tired of staring at a cold, unused pool? It's time to make a change. Spring is the perfect time to add solar heat to your pool and enjoy it year-round. Solar Source customers, they enjoy family time, nighttime pool parties, movie nights, birthdays, and even low-impact workouts. Don't let your pool be a monthly expense with no enjoyment. Schedule a free consultation from solarsource.com/monsters. Remember, friends of Russ Rollins save even more money.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. There are a lot of reasons to vote yes on Amendment 3, but let me give you one more good one. Today, too many adults are sitting in our jails simply because they were using marijuana, and that is just wrong. If I was your governor, I would free or parole every person in jail for possession and then expunge everyone's record. Amendment 3 will put a stop to this and let the cops fight real crime. not fake crime. I'm tired of people being thrown in jail for something that is less harmful than alcohol or opioids. So now let's finish what I started and join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Since 2004, men choose Andro 400 for one reason: results.
It has really worked. I've lost 35 pounds. It's just unbelievable. I never lost weight like that easily in my life.
Congratulations, Stephen, on losing 35 pounds. Now, listen to Leonard's results.
So when I went to my doctor, I was telling him about your product, Andro 400, and he said that it was okay for me to take it. So I started taking it. I just came back from the doctor yesterday. I'm down to 190 from 236, and he told me to continue to doing what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Leonard, losing 46 pounds. Guys, if achieving results like losing belly fat, gaining energy, and improving testosterone levels are what you're looking for, then get Andro 400. We guarantee the results. Start today and get free shipping. Go to andro400.com. andro400.com. andro400.com.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm Ben Nadafafri, host of the history show The Last Archive, and I want to tell you about a new series we're running in our feed. It's called The Deadline. 6 essays written and read by Jill Lepore, the New Yorker writer, American historian, and founding host of our show. These are incredible essays on everything from the history of cryogenics to the Silicon Valley gospel of disruption. Listen to The Last Archive on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search The Last Archive.
If you ever need to talk, he'll pretend to listen. You're listening to the News Junkie.
Come on over, be our friend as we go through some viral news. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. And you can subscribe to the podcast there. Send us a dispatch, which we'll get to momentarily, some of those dispatches. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Christopher emails the show. He says, hey, Sean and crew and junkies. All right. Been listening to you guys almost 5 years now. Love the show and all that yous guys do, it says. Very like
Delco County.
I'm reading a little like I don't know Jersey or is that more Philadelphia?
Philly.
Yeah, I'll use guys.
Yeah, and Delco is actually short for Delaware County. So I just did a ATM machine for you.
Okay, well, I mean, I didn't know that until now. So this is what we're getting here. Over the weekend, I went to the I Think Amphitheater with some friends in the old Ball and Chain to see Bert Kreischer's Fully Loaded tour.
Shirt on, shirt off.
He says, the show is awesome. It's got to be shirt off. Unlike anything I've ever seen, the show was coordinated more like a music concert than a stand-up comedy show with about 8 comedians, a special appearance from Jelly Roll, then the big man himself, Bert Kreischer. Sabrina, I know you would have loved it. We had an awesome seat, maybe 4 rows back to the side.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he said, my wife and I were even able to get a picture with the headliner, so I wanted to share. He sends her a photo. Also, Sean, your hands look normal from my house, says Christopher. Don't want to be a dick here. I have never really got the Bert Kreischer stuff myself.
I was on the same boat, but I will say I have warmed up to him after seeing clips from his podcast.
Whenever I see his podcast clips, I actually like him less as
really
it sounds. Yeah, he turns everything into a conversation about him. So they'll have like a great guest on, and then every single time, I don't do that here. with a guest, he turns everything into a conversation about him. And I don't... nothing against him.
Remember we were talking to Ricky in Ukraine? You're like, I've been to Ukraine. And
Never been to
there
Ukraine.
was 0 wars when I was there, so I don't know what your problem is.
He's like a story competition guy. You know the person that you meet where it's like when you tell a story, they go, "Oh yeah,
is this Hope I Serve Beer in Hell?" Or Hope that same thing.
Like that guy. It's just I don't know. It's not for me. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure everything's great in his world. And look, he was able to throw a show at the amphitheater and draw in a big crowd, and it looks like you had a good time.
So Bobby Lee, do you remember him from Mad TV? And he's
yes,
he was supposed to be on that tour, and apparently fell off of one of the bunks in the tour bus and busted his face so badly that he had to cancel both of his shows. It's a very gnarly picture, but to the point where you have to cancel a show, that sucks, man.
Yeah,
especially on a tour like that.
Yeah, I like Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee and his podcast is called Bad Friends, which is it's a good show, and they're very, very funny over there.
And you notice the guy was on Lil Dicky's show.
Andrew Santino, yeah, he's very good. I like the dynamic. I like everything that they have going on there. I like things, right? Like I don't just hate everything. I think some people are doing a good job. I just happen to point out sometimes when people are not. And for Bert Kreischer, it's not that he's doing a good job or a bad job. It's just like sometimes I see I don't even call that stand up really. I just see somebody doing that thing, and I go, this is Dane Cook. Yeah, this is like Dane Cook. For me, I'd be watching Dane Cook and people would be laughing. I'd be like, all I see is a person moving a lot. And it's not that Dane Cook isn't funny or isn't like a good entertainer. Obviously, he was a smart businessman until his family member took advantage of him. Sold out arenas himself, like very impressive stuff. But it just, at the time at least, wasn't for me necessarily.
I think the only time I've seen a live comedian in the round was Dane Cook.
It's a brave move. I saw Kevin Hart do it.
I saw Kevin Hart. We were at the same show then, huh?
No, I watched the special where he was performing. He's at a stadium. He's doing in the round at a stadium, and that man is sweating.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Next level, just drenched in sweat. And I think, he's up there. Nobody can help him. They can't stop this right now. It's just how it's going to be for him. Over to the story that I teased before the break. In Indianapolis, a restaurant is closing to dining after its owners experienced a very strong backlash. Why? They had announced that children under 5 were going to be banned from their restaurant. Yet another restaurant trying to ban different groups of people. The last time we talked about this, it was men under 35 and women under 30, I think. And this place says children under 5 are going to be banned for sanitary reasons. It's called Plantastic Indie. You probably didn't expect this, but it's a small vegan restaurant with a focus on fighting climate change through food. This is a very specific place. It opened 4 months ago with 10 tables and a small staff. Owners Taina and Gary Bartlett said they poured much of their life savings into the restaurant, leaving their former careers as engineers. This is from WBRC. But the Bartletts came under fire after announcing they would no longer serve children 5 and under. In a Saturday night social media post, they cited unsanitary conditions as their reasoning.
So they had a kid poop somewhere.
They said some patrons have left dirty diapers on the tables.
Ew.
Well, that's just a gross person.
Yeah.
Like, don't screw this up for every parent that might want to go to your vegan restaurant over. That's not a normal thing. If you took a room of 1,000 parents with little kids with diapers,
I won't walk into that room.
999 of them would not leave a dirty diaper on the table. This is a fraction of a percentage of people that would do this way. And they also said that there were people who had their breasts uncovered while breastfeeding. This is not Chuck E. Cheese. This was not made for babies. This is kind of weird, but I don't like associate some of the stuff they're complaining about with a vegan restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't think a vegan restaurant would be like, there's gross women breastfeeding in here. Those things don't jive with me. It doesn't seem like that would be the same person.
Usually the person that operates or eats at a vegan restaurant is not the person that complains about something like that. Usually that's the person that complains on the opposite end of the spectrum. They're like, they told my friend to cover up because she was breastfeeding.
In the simplest way, I think you could say you associate, whether for better or for worse, vegan things with left of center politics. And I would associate somebody who's like, cover up, I don't want you breastfeeding in here, with right of center politics. And there's like a clash going on here. It doesn't make sense.
Can't we just eat food?
Yeah, just want to have some kids over to have some plant-based foods here at Plantastic Indy. The owners woke up Sunday morning.
The baby wasn't eating vegan.
I guess not. They said there was an onslaught of negative reaction to the post, most of them calling them out for arguing breastfeeding is unsanitary. I never understand this. And here's my end-all, be-all take on breastfeeding. I find it to be neither gross at all in public nor sexual at all in public. I find it to be neither of those things. I find it to be a completely normal human thing. And people who fall into the categories of finding it to be like grotesque, repulsive behavior or like sexual, I think those are the weirdos. I don't see it that way at all. You go to someplace in public and see a woman breastfeeding. If you're sexualizing that or you're like, oh my God, the nerve, you're the weird one. I just think most people don't feel that way about
feeding
it.
their child.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Like it doesn't make me blink my eyes, bat an eye. When I walk by, I don't
the biggest thing is like not looking for a second. Like you. Yeah. That's my biggest problem, and I'm not doing it because I'm weird. It's just like a natural reaction to be like, oh, I looked to your boob, and I'm looking at your boob again by accident. And
but that's totally normal,
and then
too.
you stare intently, try not to blink right into the mother's eyes so that they don't think you're looking at their boob.
But I'll tell you what's weird, making it like there's so much shame that mothers have to like go hide somewhere to breastfeed their children.
Or cover their child with a blanket. I'm like, it must be hot in there.
It's weird. It's very, very weird. And we need to stop normalizing these sort of weirdo takes on things. But this restaurant is very upset about it, I guess. They closed the place. They said they received death threats. The threats made the owners and their staff fear for their safety. They deleted the original post.
Death threats from parents of 5 and under?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, we're going to come down to your restaurant. We are going to let you have it. Let's see what you got for us. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. We got DeLand Nomad talking about Eileen Warnes. Is that how you say her name? I believe that's right. Warnos? Yeah. Warnos? Okay, he spelled it differently over here. But that's fine, DeLand Nomad. He's talking about that bar.
Hey, what's up, junkies? Hey. So, yeah, the Last Resort bar out in Port Orange, they have a whole shrine towards Eileen Warnes. That's the bar she was picked up from and she used to hang out at and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, they have shirts. They're constantly playing the movie Monster. It's become a real dirt hole over the years. It used to be bad, but it's really gotten bad. They don't keep up with it at all. You basically get a bush light out of what looks like a home refrigerator. But yeah, it used to be a little nicer. Anyway, wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Question, because I know very little about this Eileen Warnos serial killer lady.
Seen Monster?
No, I've never seen that. I haven't seen that. I would see it, but I just never got around to it. Did she kill exclusively men? Was she a female serial killer who was killing exclusively men, or did she kill?
I believe so. And
let's look her up.
It was at first, I believe, somebody that sexually assaulted her, like beat her up.
Okay.
And then it went from what is the anti-hero? You know, like your Dexter to you were.
She became a prostitute and
straight
then
up
killed her
people.
clients.
Yeah.
Okay, this says in 1989 to 1990, while engaging in street prostitution along the highways in Florida, she shot dead and robbed 7 of her male clients. Warnos claims that her clients had either raped or attempted to, and the homicides of the men were committed in self-defense. She was sentenced to death for 6 of the murders and executed in 2002 by lethal injection after spending more than 10 years on death row. And Charlize Theron won the Academy Award for Best Actress.
Oh, man, it is a wild movie.
She goes pretty raw with her looks in that, does she not?
And but she also nailed it. If you look at interviews with Eileen Warnos and how Charlize acted, it was spot on.
I love when an actor really drills that, does the extra work, does the leg work to figure things out. Some people are very lazy. They don't put in the work, and you can see it in the end product. I always liked Michael Crichton Michael Crichton was not only a fantastic, phenomenal writer, far better to me than like Stephen King, who's obviously very talented in his own right. But Michael Crichton, when he would write a book, I'm reading a book by him now, but let's say the most famous one, Jurassic Park. If he was going to write Jurassic Park, he would sit down and like lock himself in and learn everything about the science of actually bringing back dinosaurs. Right? He would learn what you would have to have, all the things you could do. And so it would be super realistic. Everything that he did, he put that level of the investigative work. Yeah, like the doing the work to make sure he sounded right and he knew what he was talking about. I dug that. I dig that when people put that work in, and she obviously did for this character too. Let's work in another dispatch real quick. Here's Bart versus Bill Gates talking about old people dating young people because what's his name from the Patriots?
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick is dating a 24-year-old woman. He's 72 right now.
Hey, guys, listen to you talk about Bill Belichick and his 24-year-old girlfriend. This is reminding me a lot of this new special on HBO, or Max, I guess now, called Ren Fair. And it's about the largest Renaissance fair in Texas, about the man who owns it, who's like 84, 85, something like that. And he's lives in this like opulent like house that's full of angels. He listens to Enya all day, and he pays this like 30-year-old guy to go browse on the dating websites, including like sugardaddy.com, in order to find dates. And they show like phone calls and some of the dates he goes on. It's so cringe.
I would watch
this. I really recommend watching it. You guys would get a kick out of it. Anyways, have a good day, guys.
What do you say it was called? Ren Fair?
Ren or something like that. It's top on Max right now, so it should pop up on your homepage.
Let me see. Let me just see if I can bring it up. Ren Fair Max is what I'll search for. Yeah, it's called Ren Fair. That's Ren just Fair. Is the name of it. REN space FAIRE. That sounds kind of cool. I'll check it. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. They're falling a little bit over there, but the tomato score, not bad, 100%.
Oh, we watched this crazy one on, I forget if it was Netflix or Max the other day. There's one going around, I forget what it's called, but it's about a guy that can't speak and has to type everything that he says. He's very but he's like very nonverbal. And he doesn't even type that much. And then he had a sexual relationship with this woman.
Oh, does she have short hair? Does she have a full
yeah.
family? I just saw a clip of that this morning.
Yeah, she was like arrested for having a sexual relationship with this guy, and she claims that he typed all this stuff to her, like, "Yeah, I want you, I love you, blah blah blah." And it was like, he can't really type those things, but it was wild, and it was also a little creepy.
Why? What would make her drawn to that? I wonder.
She seemed like the kind of person who's just.
Did she look like the kind of person?
Yeah.
Did she though? I don't know. I have to watch the whole documentary, but she had a family. I mean, 2 kids, husband.
That's so strange. Imagine hearing your wife was doing that. Jesus. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear from more of you. We got
How do you
jury
fight
duty.
that guy?
Coming up, it's going to be hard. We've got big news coming out of Waffle House. We got a lot for you, folks, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
What's more exciting than a brand new iPhone with a dozen cameras? How about Real Radio on your iPhone? Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Bryson DeChambeau took advantage of a couple of Rory McIlroy missed putts to win the second U.S. Open. This wasn't about the PGA versus LIV tours. It was about 2 great golfers going head-to-head. Golf needs more of what we saw this weekend. Big alpha personalities showing off their emotions. Great television. Now it's on the PGA and LIV tours to make this thing happen more often. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
As a military dad, I'll admit my first deployment didn't go great for my kids. I wasn't ready. So every time I'm gone, I just focus on doing small things better. I schedule video calls during their dinner so we can still eat together. I read books they're reading so we can talk about them. I send them an email every day. It just takes a little effort. But it's worth it, guys.
Dads, duty matters in and out of uniform. So choose to be a father first today.
MD Hearing just made their Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids only $297 a pair. That's over 90% less than clinic hearing aids. The Neo actually fits inside your ear. No one will even know it's there. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS to get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they're adding in a free extra charging case. That's a $100 value just for listeners of the Monsters of the Morning. That's mdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer.
Introducing Tenside Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tenside's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tenside.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tenside.com, you can see how our foam-back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tenside tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use, from kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tenside.com. That's TANZITE.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Feel the Del Air difference. Let Del Air help you declare energy independence with a new AC system for up to 50% savings on energy bills. Call or visit delair.com to book your free estimate and start saving with summer rebates, specials, and interest-free financing.
Does every mother count? Because not every mother survives. Last year, in the U.S. alone, 1,200 moms died from complications of pregnancy and childbirth, and the risk of dying is 3 times greater for Black women in the U.S. compared to white women, making the U.S. one of the most dangerous high-resource countries in the world to give birth. Join Every Mother Counts at everymothercounts.org to help ensure that everyone has timely access to quality, respectful, and equitable maternity care. If we all come together, we can ensure that every mother really does count.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the...
CBOEHOKE. I don't know how to say your name. Siebel or something. Thank you for subscribing to the Uncensored Secret Shows. I did my best there. I gave it a shot. You can learn about the Uncensored Secret Shows over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. It's free for you to sign up on the website. And then if you want to subscribe to the shows, you could do that. Or if you just want to become part of the community and send out a dispatch, you could do that. We got our final major update to the website coming this week. And that will make it so when you send in dispatches, it auto-transcribes them, both on the back end where we see them and also on the website where everybody else can see them. So it makes it content that if your speaker isn't on, you could still see. You could like see what the person had to say and interact and comment. And then the final thing I was thinking about doing is some sort of like TTS on the website, because my theory is as follows. There are so many of you who listen to the show every day, and generally only a small percentage of your audience will interact with you. Most people just passively enjoy the show, which is fine. We dig it if you're doing that. You might not come out to events or like buy merch. You just listen to the show. That's what you're here for. That's good. Then people engage on higher levels and maybe even engage on the level of sending in a dispatch to be on the show. But so many people hate the sound of their voice. They're super nervous about being able to join us on the show. They still have thoughts. You know, sometimes you could send in an email if you want, but I think a text-to-speech setup could be done right, a really great way to get people who are not really wanting to put their voice on the radio. So that is
news
on the way.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
You know how good that AI is now. We could do it so they could select different voices, and then they put in whatever their message is, and bam, they're on the show.
Dump a robot.
Could be. Well, we won't, because we'll know. We'll be able to see what they say before they say it now with the new update. That's a first. That's going to be good. Anyhow, there you go. All that at thenewsjunkie.com. Before we get into jury duty, Celie, did you see? I don't know if this was in the announcement at WWDC for Apple or where it was, but the new CarPlay from Apple is only going to work wirelessly, I guess, which is very different. Normally, you would have to plug in like a direct USB line to the car.
The original CarPlay. Like the way my truck is, I had to plug it in for the CarPlay to work, or get one of those little adapters that you plug it in, but it makes it wireless.
Do you think this is yet another example of Apple going, okay, I see that our users want this. Let's completely demolish this cottage industry that has popped up, selling the ability to wirelessly do CarPlay.
It just seems so late in the game. They'd like always pull this move.
Yeah, they don't lead.
I mean, Bluetooth has been around forever.
Well, no. So wireless CarPlay is a thing,
right?
In newer cars, newer than mine, or maybe they did opted out of it when they made mine. But that's why there is these adapters. These adapters wouldn't exist if it was if it wasn't for the fact that wireless CarPlay existed.
So they're switching to only wireless CarPlay would be the thing?
I guess so.
That's what the headline says.
I mean, you still could plug your phone in if you want to charge it.
Yeah.
I don't see this being that big a deal.
I love CarPlay. Personally, I think it's fantastic.
I do too.
This past weekend was the first time I ever used it.
Really? It's super easy to use.
I'm still on Bluetooth game.
Right, yeah. They made it really, really easy. It's smart stuff. And then for a while, they weren't updating things enough. And they were like quiet about it. They would go out and do all their pound my chest Apple announcements. And they would talk about everything except for the bastard stepchildren, the Apple TV and CarPlay.
Yeah. And they've made some strides along with that. What they want really with CarPlay now, and a lot of the things that they were kind of outlining at WWDC, they want the whole dashboard. So they want you as the car manufacturer to integrate with them so that your if you like look up whatever any one of these stories that's about the current about the new CarPlay, they want to take over the whole screen. They want your speedometer and your RPMs to be
great,
to be like Apple themed, and then the Apple maps are behind them.
On.
That's a little much.
Huh?
Tap the brakes a little bit. I don't want them on my speedometer.
But, I mean, is Android doing the same thing? Are they having an option?
Yeah, yeah, they have stuff like that. I know they do. You can, by the way, if you have CarPlay or anything else, you can always listen to the podcast wherever you get podcasts. Search for The News Junkie. Here we go, friends. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, there's lots of attorneys out there begging for your attention. But there's one that's going to give you attention back and listen to you and treat you like a person and not just a number. You deserve that, and that's why you deserve the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. The United States is now officially suing Adobe for what they call deceiving subscriptions that are too hard to cancel. Every once in a while, you'll see this. Where
what was the
I've
thing
had
with Adobe recently? You just talked about it.
I don't remember.
There were
the AI. There was a thing that said like that people thought if they used the AI feature, it was going to share all their information with Adobe. Adobe said that wasn't really happening. But the lawsuit alleges.
But didn't Alton Brown was one of them?
Yeah.
Was like no Adobe products in my organization until we clear this up.
And I didn't even know he had an organization. But yeah, they said, we're not using this until we figure this out. I'm not sure if he's back to using it. But this lawsuit alleges Adobe hides the terms of its annual paid monthly plan and the fine print and behind optional text boxes and hyperlinks. By doing so, the company fails to properly disclose early termination fees incurred upon cancellation. That can amount to hundreds of dollars, they said. So, like, if you cancel or too early and you want to get away from it, it's hundreds of dollars of fees. So it makes you want to stay around so you don't incur that fee, I guess. I've had some of these that have been very, very bad. I've talked about them over the years. I once had a server set up. Like, there's a lot of technology that's used to run this show. And I once had a server set up. Believe it was a company called Server Pronto, but I'm not positive. And it was a decent deal. And a really solid server setup that could handle the traffic that comes along with something attached to this show. And then I said, oh, you know what? My developer team is telling me to use a different service. And we went to another service. I said, I got to cancel this. They said, please follow the instructions in this email to cancel your account. This was 5 years ago. So not drastically different in the world of technology. They said, sir, you're going to have to First, copy your driver's license and the credit card you used to create this account. Then you have to fax that over to this fax number. And then once we receive that, we'll send you an email confirmation of the cancellation. But you have to respond, confirm to that email confirmation cancellation.
That's so messed up, man.
Within 24 hours of receipt of the email. You're just like, what? This is like a Nathan Fielder bit. What is happening here? And when you want something canceled, there should be a thing on the website. As a matter of fact, you know who does that? HelloFresh does that. If you go on the website, there's no like cancel thing unless you click 5,000 things to reveal other things. And then finally, it's like, are you 100% sure? Yes. Hold on. We'll give you more free stuff. Are you sure? And you're like, yes, Jesus. Meanwhile,
what was there was a chain of gyms that was known for that.
Was it Planet Fitness or was it another one that was hard to cancel? There's a couple of them, I think.
How could a place that you show up to in person be hard to cancel?
They just give you
because
a lot
you don't
of
show
grief
up. No, you don't. Yeah. You don't show up in person. You show up in person when you make your New Year's resolution, and then you never go back. So you try to cancel it over the phone.
And then they say you have to show up in order to cancel.
Right. Sometimes you got to do that. It's such a nightmare with some of these companies. And then there's companies like I just switched my cell phone service over, and I left T-Mobile. And when I transferred my 2 numbers over the new cell phone service, I called T-Mobile and I said, I'd like to cancel the account. And she's like, no, it's already been canceled. Like they broke up with me. I couldn't break up with them. They were like, we knew that you transferred the phone numbers off of here. So the account was over. We're done with you. We don't need to see you anymore. The opposite end of the coin. I want to hear from you. Let us know what you're thinking. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. One of the craziest advertisements I've seen in an insanely long time, I saw yesterday. All about something big that just debuted. What is it? I'll tell you what they did for this advertisement. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents to watch out for this afternoon. The off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Florida's Turnpike, that's partially blocked. The right lane is partially blocked on Florida's Turnpike southbound near mile marker 198 due to an accident. And there's a disabled vehicle on the off-ramp from the Beach Line westbound to Tradeport Drive. That's in the grass there. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table, my friend. So let that mortgage guy, Don, help you get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Whether you're refinancing or buying your first dream home, work with a man that has your best interests in mind, someone who's looking out for you, someone who's going to treat you like a person and not like a number like all the other mortgage companies would. So if you go to thatmortgageguyDon.com, you get the process started, and any question that you have direct access to Don himself. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. Did you know Life Imaging FLA? They've been around for about a year now. A year of saving lives. And I say that, and it's all actually accurate. I have 4 friends who went to Life Imaging FLA, found out they had heart blockage they had no idea that they had, and it did save their lives. Dozens of listeners have told us the same story about finding out about cancer early and heart blockage. You can go and get this same scan done, and it will give you peace of mind, and also can let you know in advance if you have something that you need to take care of. Life Imaging FLA, they know that early detection of heart disease and cancer is a game changer when it comes to early treatment and the outcome. It's Life Imaging FLA. If you want to get that heart scan, pick up your phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and with a few minimum requirements, this is a $699 value, and you can get that free heart scan like I did. It's Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Life Imaging FLA.
Fixing your car or repairing things around your house sure isn't getting any cheaper. And that's why there's Everything Breaks for Home and Auto. For less than $1 a day, get automotive repair coverage with free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental cars. Add home protection too, and cover major home systems, appliances, and electronics. Bundle Home and Auto and save even more. Call now and qualify for one of our bonus coverages, like 1 year of free car coverage, 1 year of free electronics coverage, or 4 months of free home warranty coverage. There's one number to call and one company handling your claims from start to finish. That's Everything Breaks. Get your free quote today. Call 855-865-SAVE. 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Savings vary according to plan, age, or condition of vehicle or home repairs needed. Coverage not available in all states. Service fees, limitations, and exclusions apply. Go to everythingbreaks.com/terms for details. Call 855-865-SAVE, online at everythingbreaks.com.
CoverGirls don't need a filter. Introducing CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, the skincare makeup hybrid that delivers a plump, more youthful-looking complexion. Made with a plant-based retinol alternative, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness. Pigmented capsules burst and blend, leaving a sheer, even tint, while hydrating for up to 24 hours. Available in 8 adaptable shades. Radiant skin is only a pump away with CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Essence.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Preparing you
For the impending robot uprising.
This is the News Junkie.
Kind of genius because it has some people talking at the moment, and it's hard to get people talking through traditional advertising anymore. People have seen it all, they've heard it all. It's time to get creative. And I saw that they were doing a promotional stunt for the new season of House of Dragon on HBO. That's the Game of Thrones prequel thing that they've been doing.
They building the house now?
Well, what they did
They've tried that before.
What they did was they put a dragon from Game of Thrones on top of the Empire State Building.
Talk about a budget.
It's like a 280-foot dragon, I think they said, that they put on top of. Let's see if you can see it here. I'll put this on See It Now as well. But this is it. It's wrapped around the top of the Empire State Building right now, like a dragon has landed on the building. Now, from afar, you can't really tell what the hell it is. It's
hard to
cool
see.
up close. Up close, you're like, oh, that's clearly a dragon.
But from the ground, you can't see it.
What do you think this cost? And just before we get to this, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but like this is not cheap to put something on top of the Empire State Building, right? That's got to be really big money, and also like a dangerous job putting that up there. It's pretty astounding.
I'll tell you, a lot of people are wondering how much it costs because they completed my question for me on Google.
Okay, yeah. I imagine it's got to be like $1 million at least.
Oh, I got a number.
Okay, what does it say?
It's way more than $1 million.
It would make sense because it's on one of the biggest buildings in New York City, and it's a huge undertaking to put this on there.
It's inflatable. That's crazy.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
$165 million.
No. That can't be it. That's how much the series cost, maybe.
Empire State Building.
Yeah.
The ESBNYC.com.
All right.
It says the $165 million reimagination of the Empire State Building Observatory experience creates an all-new experience with dedicated guest entrance. Am I reading the wrong thing?
It sounds like they spent $165 million renovating which still seems like too much money, but it's way up high in the air. Renovating the observatory.
Well, that's what everybody does now. Everybody who has one of these big buildings, the building also has to be a show. So I just saw one.
Don't hate that. I mean, it's a pretty good show sometimes.
It's cool. I just saw one where the couple went to the tallest building in Shanghai. And in this building, Celine might know this. I don't know what the word is. What's the word for the large object that they use in tall buildings to keep it like balanced? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's a huge object that they put like in the top of these buildings. And it makes it so, like, it moves around with the swaying of the building.
I think it's more than just one object, right?
No, it's in this case, in this building, it's one very, very large object. And there's a light show that they do with it. And it's pretty incredible. Like it's not just a building anymore. It's now like an entertainment complex on the top floor, which is not necessarily new. Like, you've had 30 Rock and different places that have done this kind of stuff before. Ballast? That's not a ballast, I don't think. There's a word for this that I'm looking for. Somebody in chat, you probably big brain folks over there will know. But yeah, they put this giant dragon, like 280 feet tall, on top of the Empire State Building.
$165 million. Can't believe it.
It's got to be at least $1 million. I would not be surprised if this thing bested $1 million.
So this, it's like I said, it's inflatable, and you can
That's
tell
crazy to me.
That's a little crazy to me too. But
I don't think it's that crazy.
You think it would blow away or something?
How is it not just flying away off of there?
Because it's secured by 153 rigging points, 1,700 pattern pieces, and more than 600,000 sewn stitches.
Wow. That sounds incredible.
Sounds expensive.
I'm going to put this up on See It Now right now so you could check this out. But this is a stunt that they have pulled. A lot of people are taking pictures in New York City of it from afar and saying, "What is this for ants? I can't see what the hell this is."
Look at that green blob.
Because when the buildings do the thing, which a lot of buildings now do, where they change the color. So let's say it's Memorial Day or 4th of July, and they'll change it to red, white, and blue.
Right.
A lot of buildings have the ability to do that now. But this is something I had not seen before.
I think that I've been identifying the wrong building as the Empire State Building for a long time.
Excuse me?
Really? You didn't know the Empire State Building? It's pretty iconic.
Well, I just think, okay, there's a lot of
Did you just realize this building is a building you've seen before and you didn't know it was the Empire State Building?
No.
It has a particular look.
I've never actually been to the Empire State Building.
What the hell are you doing?
But like in the New York City skyline, there's a building nearby it that I always thought that one was the one.
Please show me the skyline, because I I don't know what building you're confusing with the Empire State Building. Is there one that has a point like that? I thought it was always the same looking building.
A spire?
Decades.
Not many. By the way, spires are cheating. Just for those of you out there in the construction world, spires are cheating. When you have a building that's like 1,000 feet tall, and then you put a 200-foot spire on top of it, and you're like, "Oh, it's a 1,200." No, you have cheated at height. The building should be the tallest floor where you can occupy the space. That's the height of your building. So people are saying pendulum. It's not. I don't think it's a pendulum. It's not spire. It's not pendulum. It's another name for
counterweight.
Yeah, I think it might be counterweight. But there's another way to refer to it, like as a word that people use. Anyways, it was super impressive, and that's what they do with a lot of these buildings. And they try to find ways to make more and more money with them, like the Empire State Building,
a
doing
tuned
advertising.
mass damper.
Yeah, sure. That sounds right. I don't know.
Sounds like Sean.
I just know that it's a thing. Meanwhile, the Surgeon General of the United States of America is trying to spread his wings a little bit in his power. The top health official in the United States is urging Congress to pass legislation that would stamp social media apps with a Surgeon General's warning.
Where is this going to go?
I don't know.
I mean, like, if you buy a pack of cigarettes, you know exactly where the Surgeon General's warning is.
Everywhere.
Most people don't read
my
it.
lungs.
You know, if you buy anything like tangible that you can hold in your hand, you can put a warning on the label. There's no label for social media.
It would have to be like a pop-up or something, or like yet another pop-up. My God. It would state that social media is associated with significant mental health harms for adolescents. This cites a 2019 study. I don't think too many people deny that it's bad for many, many reasons to overindulge in social media.
But that's not going to change anything if you put a certain warning.
No, this is just you trying to grab it more power. This is to protect minors from online abuse and expose. This is not going to do that, by the way. Exposure to inappropriate content, bar social media platforms from gathering sensitive data from child users, yada, yada, yada. Some states are already grinding on this, like Florida and Utah, with the minimum age of social media account ownership. There's a lot of big government going on in the world of social media right now. Both sides seem to be involved in this, and especially the Republicans, who are supposed to be the party of small government, want all these regulations with social media platforms. It doesn't, to me, make sense. I think the key... Sometimes what we do is we legislate, and sometimes the answer is just better parenting. Sometimes the legitimate answer is just to make people better parents, help them be better parents. Do whatever you can to make it so these kids have more of a chance and they have somebody to look up to. Saw two dads in a row on yesterday at the park across the street from my house. Both of them out there playing with their kids. It was like dusk, so it was real nice weather.
Did they cut the power to their house?
They're playing with their kids. They're teaching. Both of them were teaching kids lessons. Like one of them, he goes to his son. He goes, "You're walking while you're staring at the ground. You can't walk forward while you're staring at the ground."
So
and he's
yelling at their kids at the park.
No, he wasn't yelling at him. He was just talking to his son, and he's like, "Here's what you got to do." And I was like, "This is good. This is what we need."
You're
literally
teaching his kid how to use his eyes.
It takes bottom of the barrel parenting at the very least. That's all we need. If the parents will teach kids what's the proper usage on social media and what's too much, and enforce that by doing whatever, setting up some sort of punishment system, then the kids are going to be better off. The Surgeon General is not going to control this. Parenting is the answer to so many of these issues. When you see all these young antisocial kids who are like attacking old men on the streets and robbing gas stations and stealing Kias
because they never got a letter from their dad in the mail.
It's because their dad never turned off the power and pretended there was a power outage.
Or just timed them to see how long they could hug me.
Their fathers were not present in so many cases. Their mothers in some cases as well. But they just didn't have a home life where there were parents that were parenting. Some kids can grow up in that and be successful despite it. But a lot of kids, they end up getting screwed up by this. Parenting is the key thing that would solve a lot of these social ills, not the Surgeon General and a warning on Facebook or TikTok or whatever the next thing you're going for is. All right, let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. We would love to hear from you. Send us a dispatch right now. And also, we'll talk about this Waffle House news. These poor folks, they don't have enough to deal with behind the lines, warring through a day at Waffle House. Now, this happens? Wait till you see what's going down. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident off to the shoulder on State Road 408 westbound at Old Winter Garden Road. There's multiple lanes blocked due to an accident on Colonial Drive eastbound at I-4. Travel with caution through there. The center lane is blocked on John Young Parkway southbound at Central Florida Parkway due to an accident, and the off-ramp is partially blocked from I-4 westbound to Florida's Turnpike. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency. HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Hey guys, Father's Day is fast approaching, and if you haven't gotten a gift yet, I got you covered. Check out the Corona Cigar Father's Day sale and get up to 20% off both in-store and online purchases using the code FATHER, Saturday, June 14th through Tuesday, June 18th. Corona Cigar has you covered. They have a fantastic selection of spirits, cigars, and accessories that any dad would love. So whether you're buying for yourself or that last-minute Father's Day gift, head on over to coronacigar.com or visit one of their 3 retail locations in Dr. Phillips, downtown, or Heathrow. Happy Father's Day from Corona Cigar Company. Some exclusions apply.
Divorce? Call Trindley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Discover a career that matters at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Be part of an innovative team delivering world-class healthcare and benefits to America's veterans. Enjoy robust benefits, work-life balance, and career development opportunities. Join a diverse and inclusive community that values your unique background and skills. A community where nearly 1 in 3 of your colleagues are veterans themselves. Apply now at vacareers.va.gov.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Summertime, man, all those memories of going to theme parks and going to vacations with your family, and you want to do that as long as you can, don't you? Well, yeah, I know you do. Life Imaging FLA wants you to remember, get a scan when you can. Make it a priority this summer to get that scan and check out your heart and also check out for cancer, because early detection of heart disease and cancer can be a game changer in terms of treatment and outcome. I did this. It takes less than 6 minutes. Keep your clothes on. You lay down. They check your heart. I found out my heart was fine. It was good to know. I have other friends that have been, and they found out they had blockage, and it saved their life. Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is a $699 value, and it's definitely worth it. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. It's Life Imaging FLA. When you talk to them about the free heart scan, ask about the cancer screening. That's super important. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan for Life Imaging FLA.
Hey everyone, I'm Dante Marcatelli. And I'm Jake Chapman. We're the hosts of Magic Drive Time, the only daily audio fix for Orlando Magic fans. And actually, I just realized this, Jake, one of the longest running sports talk shows in Orlando. We've been at it for 13 seasons. How is that possible?
Oh, wow. That's good stuff, Dante. And that's exactly what you'll get on Magic Drive Time each day. It's your touchstone for the latest Magic news, game previews and reviews. We've got more stats and notes, and we know what to do with.
Listen to Magic Drive Time on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy. Text AREA to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Tools Ace Hardware is your place for grills and outdoor furniture this summer. They have the largest selection of Big Green Egg grills and egg accessories in all of Central Florida. Weber gas and charcoal grills and Traeger wood-fired pellet grills as well. Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Rectech, Napoleon, Gosney, and Uni. And if you need outdoor furniture to complete your backyard entertainment area, Tools Ace carries the best in outdoor furniture from Polywood. Get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or furniture purchase $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Drive. Hey guys, it's Q, Murr, and Sal from Practical Jokers, and we are excited to announce our brand new Drive tour.
True TV and Practical Jokers, the Drive Tour, starring Q, Murr, and Sal.
Friday, June 21st, Edition Financial Arena.
This is going to drive me insane.
Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. 16 years of age or older suggested to attend. Produced by Outback Presents.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of Team USA, plus NBC's top Olympic moments, original Summer Games podcasts, and live hourly updates from the games in Paris on the iHeart app and right here on this station. Be sure you have the free iHeart app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
iHeartRadio.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This is the...
And only a little bit of time, so let's see what we can update you on that has happened during the show today. First things first, we were talking about Justin Timberlake getting a DWI charge in New York, and now his attorney is addressing this. He has not made any statements. I guess he was in court today, and his attorney says the charge was a single count because he refused the breath test. So he did not do the breathalyzer. And I don't know if that's going to help him.
It would be more counts if he had done the breathalyzer?
I guess. I'm not sure.
Isn't there levels to it if based on your level of intoxication?
You don't have to have a breathalyzer result to get somebody on a DWI. They can have you do other things.
Based on things that we've already pretty much covered, think about it like if you refuse the breath test, you have to surrender your license for a year. If anybody could get away with surrendering their license for a year, it's somebody like Justin Timberlake. Just don't drive.
Yeah, that might be how he wiggles out of this a little bit, but we'll see where that goes. Also, got to give credit where credit's due.
Thank you, Sean.
I have been critical of a lot of Pixar's work as of late because they've had flops. They seem to be failing to target their audience properly. There's a lot of trouble that they've had over at Disney in general with this kind of audience reaction to their projects in a negative way. And they got a big win this past weekend. That Inside Out 2 movie is a huge hit. That is a monster. The first movie doing numbers like that I've seen in a while. 120 million, I think, was the weekend take.
Did you watch the first one, Sean?
I did.
It was cute.
I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. And now they have some more like little characters in this one that are like different feelings and stuff that people have. One of them is anxiety, and there's anger, as all these other ones.
The funniest one was the emotional one, right? Sad or whatever.
Yeah.
But
well, there was
character in the theme parks like also plays that part. Where they have like a huge dance number, and they're just like doing it at a 2%.
The sad one is what's her name from The Office? It's Phyllis. It's the actress who plays Phyllis. She does the voice, I believe, of the sad emotion in Inside Out 2, and 1 for that matter. But that has been a big hit for them. I don't know if they're going to be back on track. They got a movie, a Pixar movie, that Sealand will never see because he doesn't watch animated features. But there's a Pixar movie that was supposed to come out in March of this year. But because of the writer's strike, that's what they're saying, they had to kick this can down the road, and it's going to be June of next year. Maybe this is the next big Pixar release. It's called Elio. It's like a little intergalactic experience with some kid. It's got Brad Garrett, America Ferrera from Barbie, the Barbie movie, a bunch of other stuff. Will that be another hit too? I don't know. But these movies take a long time to make. So if you're making garbage, if you're making movies that aren't probably targeting your audience, you can be screwed up for like 5 years because now you have to go back to the drawing board. Like, what do people want? Okay, they want this from us. And now you got to come up with those ideas.
I am
flesh them out.
Curious, though, is what the timeline change is going to be when they start using AI, utilizing AI. I mean, think about it. Toy Story took a very long time to create.
Yep.
And now, because of the technology, that could go from 5 years to maybe 2 years.
I think it could go to way faster. Like, say they create a scene, because this is, I think, kind of how it works now. Say it's Toy Story 5, and they create a scene, and it's Mr. Potato Head. So they create Mr. Potato Head. They create this scene around Mr. Potato Head. They had the dialogue, and they go, all right, now AI, just fill in the gaps, make Mr. Potato Head do a backflip and go over here and do this. And they don't have to actually do a lot of that work that they were doing before. It's going to change animation big time, I think. A lot of that stuff is going to change. What else do we have here? Okay, there is the first tropical storm warning of the hurricane season.
Did it finally upgrade today?
I believe it did. Yeah, they said it was early Tuesday that the tropical storm warning was issued for the coast around Texas. The storm is developing over the Gulf of Mexico and expected to reach land as a potential tropical cyclone, according to the National Hurricane Center. If it becomes strong enough, it will become the first named storm of the season, which will be Tropical Storm Alberto. Will Alberto be born in the Gulf? We shall find out very, very soon. But not going to impact most of you on the East Coast. You guys who are in Texas, you got to keep an eye on this one for sure. Oh, man, Bootsy Moonshine says Toy Story came out 29 years ago today. Is that
weird?
True? Yikes, man. That's the story that blows my mind. What Toy Story was, there was one where they accidentally deleted all of the work they had done on the Toy Story. And there was an employee who was working remotely who had one copy of it. And they were able to back up the movie. Otherwise, they would have lost
the
entirety.
98, while Pixar was preparing the release of Toy Story 2, an animator accidentally deleted almost the entire film by entering the deletion command /bin/rm blah 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 on the root folder. Orrin Jacob, the movie's assistant technical director at the time, watched helplessly as the files disappeared. He tried to stop the deletion by calling the systems group to cut power and access the main server, but then the server came back online. 90% was gone.
Oh, can you imagine watching the files just deleting one after another?
But the real hero, supervising technical director Galen Sussman, had created a backup copy of the film on her home computer earlier that year. Drove to her house, wrapped her computer in blankets and pillows, carefully placed it on the back seat to transport it back. The film eventually restored. Wow,
that woman should have got a bonus. I don't know if she did, but she should have got a bonus.
I wonder if she was supposed to have a backup copy of that on her home computer. Like, they might have had rules against that.
Guess what? Nobody's getting mad over this one.
No.
If you broke some rules and it leaned into you getting to back up everything, whether you should have or not, they're going to be super happy about that.
Clouds, man.
Let's go to Waffle House. I teased this before the break, so let's pay it off. Waffle House servers are getting a raise. Congratulations. You are getting a raise.
Did it.
To $3 an hour. That's what we're looking at here. Yep, that's right. Waffle House CEO Joe Rogers III said the restaurant chain is making its single largest additional investment in our workforce in its 68-year history. They are now hiking base pay for servers to $3 per hour.
Are they really making that much money in tips? They're just getting $3 an hour?
They can, but overall, at a Waffle House, I think the average bill is not that high because Waffle House is pretty affordable. So that
it's not
sucks.
always popping.
No, and then when it is, sometimes they got to deal with fights and all kinds of people being assholes. It's just a mess. The raises take effect this month and follow a more than year-long campaign led by a union that represents service workers in the South. The effort involves strikes and petitions calling for higher pay. The base pay, excluding tips, will increase to at least $5.25 an hour for all of their 2,000 locations by June of 2026. So,
oh my God! Why even announce it?
You get $3 an hour immediately, and then you get $5.25. But your
How
union
much does
sucks.
The CEO make?
Oh, probably a lot. That's just a guess, but they said under labor law they can offer as little as $2.13 an hour if that amount combined with tips at least matches federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, where it stood since 2009. So, congrats. We could be paying you $2.13 an hour. We're going to give you $3 an hour.
I dig it out.
That is bad. All right, let's work in a couple of dispatches here. Actually, we'll save them for our final dispatches. That's what we'll do.
Look at us go.
Give them a little more space, get this in there so people can hear what they had to say. We'll work in those final dispatches. The stories that didn't make the cut. A mariachi band will make an appearance. And we'll do Today I Learned. All of that as we wrap things up on a Share the Show Tuesday. And that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Later today on the Jim Colbert Show, we welcome special guest co-host Tom and Dan from A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. Then we're going to get some money tips with financial advisor Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. And the winner of JCS Trivia today, we'll get a pair of tickets to see not only Def Leppard, but Journey and special guest Cheap Trick at Camping World Stadium on July 10th. All that, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And this afternoon, we'll have some scattered showers around, maybe a brief downpour, even a clap of thunder can't be ruled out. 40% chance for rain and a high temperature of 88, which is about 3 degrees cooler than normal. And you can thank that busy breeze off of the Atlantic Ocean with wind gusts over 25 miles an hour as the feature keeping us cool. As far as the rest of the week goes, we've got tropical moisture surging in from the Atlantic, and that's going to bump our rain chances up to likely from Thursday through Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
All right, folks, my friends at Maxine's on Shine are here to make your week even better with Maxine's Mind Boggler. The first person to answer this riddle correctly wins a $25 gift card to Maxine's on Shine. Here is your riddle. What two words added together contain the most letters? What two words added together contains the most letters? If you know the answer, email me, Sabrina@realradio.fm, and the first person to send the correct answer wins a $25 gift card. If you don't win today's riddle, don't worry. You got a shot every single week. Plus, you're going to feel like a winner every time you visit Maxine's on Shine. Voted Best Downtown Orlando Restaurant 3 years in a row. Diverse, comfortable, and delicious with a splash of sexiness. For more information on location and reservations, go to maxinesonshine.com.
CoverGirls don't need a filter. Introducing CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, the skincare makeup hybrid that delivers a plump, more youthful-looking complexion. Made with a plant-based retinol alternative, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness. Pigmented capsules burst and blend, leaving a sheer, even tint, while hydrating for up to 24 hours. Available in 8 adaptable shades. Radiant skin is only a pump away with CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Essence.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Discover a career that matters at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Be part of an innovative team delivering world-class healthcare and benefits to America's veterans. Enjoy robust benefits, work-life balance, and career development opportunities. Join a diverse and inclusive community that values your unique background and skills. A community where nearly 1 in 3 of your colleagues are veterans themselves. Apply now at vacareers.va.gov.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
I had my first kid at 19, and this is going to sound strange, but the best advice I can give to other young dads is stay. I wanted to run away. I wanted to just keep living my own life, but I chose to be her dad, and now I'm glad I did. I can't imagine my life without my daughter, and I can't imagine making her grow up without a dad.
Dads, today may feel hard, but it's always the right choice to be a father first.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America. Fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the...
Stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. Some folks on Twitch asking about magnets. I went through my desk last week and sent out all of the magnet redemptions that I had that weren't Fritz on the Street magnets. Those I'm waiting for. I bought them from the printer, and they should probably be here in the next week or two. And when those come in, I'll send out all the people who are owed Fritz magnets. There's about 8 of you or 10 of you maybe. If you haven't gotten a magnet that you were owed for a redemption or something, just hit me up on tips@thenewsjunkie.com and we'll see if we can sort that out. All right? All right, here we go. Let's do these final dispatches. That's right, friends. It's that time of the show.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
We got more time than that today. All the time in the world, one might say, except not, but just a little bit. Here's Letter Saint with the dispatch.
Galen Sussman, who saved the Toy Story movie, was let go last year from Pixar in their mass layoffs where they got rid of like 75% of their employees, which is crazy to think about. Somebody who not just saved the movie, but probably saved the company could be part of layoffs like that. Like, I think somebody like that should be untouchable at that point. But it just goes to show how brutal that industry can be.
Yeah, I guess so.
I read an article that went a little more in depth about how that all happened, and like I had a picture of the machine that she brought over there, and like was telling about how, like, remember how she wrapped it in blankets and seatbelts, and they put they got a big plank of plywood, put it on there, and carried it in there like it was the damn Ark of the Covenant, only to finish the movie, look back at it, and go, this kind of sucks. And so she saved the movie, right? They re-deleted everything and said, we need to start from scratch. There's a whole bunch of this that's terrible. And then they had to work their asses off nonstop for 9 months to make the deadline. I mean, that was a treacherous story.
2, though, one of the biggest grossing films of all time?
It's probably one of the higher grossing animated films of all time. The Inside Out 2 movie that we were talking about, that is the second highest opening for an animated film ever. I believe it's behind The Incredibles. Incredibles 2, which is a Pixar movie,
that
obviously.
One took 10
It
years.
took forever to come out.
To the point where they had, before the movie started, all the voice actors like, hey, it's been a really long time.
Get ready.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, they had a lot of problems. They booted John Lasseter because he was like Uncle Creepy Fingers. He would just hug people a little too long and stuff.
Hold up. Never mind.
Uncle Creepy Fingers. And he made all these people, like lots of employees were like, he makes me feel uncomfortable. He hugs me too much. He does this, he does that.
He massages too, big massage
I think
guy.
he was that kind of guy. He was like touchy-feely guy. And touchy-feely guy doesn't go anymore. It used to be that touchy-feely guy would be like, oh, be careful around this guy. He's a hugger. He'll rub his shoulder a little bit when he's talking to you.
Still got some people like that.
Well, what I'm saying is, you used to be able to just be that guy. Now, not so much. That dude lost his gig. I think he went over to a rival animation firm, though. I forgot what he's up to.
One with the lamppost smashes the air. That's Pixar.
No. Yeah, that's Pixar.
Damn.
I think it's like Blue Sky or something.
DreamWorks?
John Lasseter. No, not as far as I know.
Toy Story 3 peaked at number 4 on the all-time grossing films list but has since dropped to like 39 or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still impressive for an animated film, though those cost a lot of money.
And thanks to everybody. There's a lot of people that texted in and said that the building in New York I was thinking of, which apparently is confused for the Empire State Building a lot, is the Chrysler Building.
Yes, yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's at Skydance Animation now. That's the name of the place that John Lasseter is at. I don't know much about what they're doing over there, but there we go. I do know about this because during the Mets game, this is like there's an effort to bring Creed back. I'm hearing it all over the place, and they wanted to bring it to baseball. They had a really cool band at the stadium. I fully support what's happening in the world of mariachi music. I want to say we were some of the leaders in the forefront of the mariachi movement. We used to play it every time we broadcast from Universal Studios. We
used to play somebody else's bit.
Exactly.
Chicken Fried. It was somebody else's bit.
But we've made it popular, maybe.
Always fun to do. And this is what they're up to over there at the baseball game. Here they go. It's Higher by Creed. I love a good mariachi band.
Yeah.
There's so many of them, too. Some of them aren't doing much.
Whoa. Check out the T-Mobile mariachi outfits they got there.
Good for them. But
you got to make money.
I mean, Higher has definitely gotten popular, like got a resurgence, but they went with the extremely slow version of that.
Yeah, it's chill vibes, but they could have gone with like a little more of a pump
it's
to it.
faster than the original, I think, still. It's a slow song.
I dug it. I thought it was cool. I like the mariachi covers. There's somebody who I follow on Instagram who is in a mariachi band, and all they do is covers of like Blink-182,
nice,
and Paramore, and all these different songs that you know. Here's Tuck Frump talking about diapers. Okay.
I always throw my baby's diapers in the garbage can in the pediatrician's office. That's clearly marked to not throw diapers in there. My wife gets mad at me about it, but come on. Surely I'm not the only one who has thrown a wet baby diaper in the baby doctor's office garbage can. Only number ones, no number twos. By the way,
that's nice.
Sean, Sabrina definitely made damn sure she put sunscreen on for her Taking Back Sunday interview.
See what he did there?
You're probably too old to get that.
I'm not too old for Taking Back Sunday. Come on, man.
No, he's
the band's
just
been around
right
forever
age.
now.
The emo Super Jam was also awesome.
Who was it? Who played?
It was Dashboard leading it, but then they had guys,
nice
from the main. I'm now blanking on everything. Here's another embarrassing part. I go to Taking Back Sunday interview, and I'm like, and you guys did a great job on the emo Super Jam. They're like, we weren't there.
Oh.
They just played our song, and I go, yeah, well, I couldn't see the stage from there, but it sounded really good. Edit and post, please.
Awkward.
Oopsie.
I like that they did that, though.
It was so cool. I mean, it was all the throwbacks from back in that day.
The emo Super Jam, did they have anybody from Brand New up there? I know they're kind of at odds with Taking Back Sunday. They didn't get along very well. One more.
Was it super late? When I went to the Super Jam, it was like late AF.
No, it was a decent time, at least for me.
I think I got back to my bed after the Tom Petty Super Jam at like 3 a.m.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. It's a little late for a show.
That was RM7 all day.
Here is Alfonso Fara with the dispatch.
Like a person and not just... Hey. How you doing? Just trying to say, listen, I've been trying to call in all day, and it just rings, and nobody answers. You guys great. Love you.
Yeah.
My name's Al.
All right, Al. Sorry we missed your call.
Call back right now, Al. I'll pick up.
We got the gist of what you were trying to get across, and that's enough for us, I think. But we love you. Last one. Here is Michael with the dispatch.
What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Mike from Lakeland. I've been listening to iHeart for since 2019. I was 19, 25 now.
Thank you.
Y'all make my day. The radio station's awesome. And I just want to thank y'all for being who you are. Y'all have a good one.
What's going on here, guys? What's with the nice dispatches at the end of the show today?
Let's ruin it.
That's usually where we get the most like cranky dispatches, complaining about something. But I like this. This is a good thing. I should just take it as stride.
Real quick, just to pay it off, they had members from Mayday Parade, Thursday, Newfound Glory, the Maine, American Football, Cursive, Covet, Trousdale, and the Gals from the Beaches.
Damn.
All with Dashboard.
Did they do Paris in Flames, the Thursday song? Oh, God, I used to love that song.
No,
we don't have any Thursday songs in the system, would we? Right? Like that's not a band that would have gotten airplay.
It'd be on the alt list.
Yeah, it might be on one of the HD2s.
I'll never forget going to Thursday's final tour. And then they came to the station years later, like, we're back. And I go, you know what I went through to get to that show, and which you said was your last one of all time?
I was at I think a Warped Tour, or maybe Lollapalooza one time, and Thursday was playing, and I'm like, oh, that's the guitarist for Thursday. And we were walking right next to him. I'm like, hey, man, sorry to hear about the record label. And the guy's like, yeah, we're signing a new deal with this. And then I was like, all right, cool, see you later.
And then he said, hey, can you dedicate a song to my son's wife or my son's mother?
I did not do that. My son's wife.
Yeah, I said the wrong thing.
Yeah, watch
it.
No Thursday in the system, which goes right from Thunderclap Newman to Tia Corinne.
Oh,
sorry, Thursday.
Maybe someday, though. All right, let's see here.
Newman getting that airtime.
Stories that didn't make the cut. Vin Diesel with the weirdest Father's Day message of all time. It ended with him inviting Vladimir Putin to the Caribbean for dinner.
Okay.
Went all sorts of other directions in the meantime. He is a weird dude. Those mysterious monoliths, those big, like, reflective metal statues that were appearing everywhere, they're back. One has showed up in Las Vegas in a desert just north of the city. Still unsure where those are coming from. And that'll have to do it for right now. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, June 18th, 2024. Today I Learned the guy who made this movie.
Home Alone.
Oh, he's in a basket.
It's E.T.
E.T. is correct. Steven Spielberg. He had re-enrolled at Cal State in 2001, and he re-enrolled at the school under a pseudonym so he could earn a degree in film and electronic arts, where he was able to use Jurassic Park to pass paleontology and Schindler's List to pass advanced filmmaking classes. Wow. Way after he had success, he wanted to go back to get his degree. Today I learned expensive weddings are directly linked to higher divorce rates. This is a new study found that couples who spend less on their wedding tend to have longer-lasting marriages than those who splurge. The study by two economics professors at Emory University found a similar connection between less expensive engagement rings and lower divorce rates. So go
That's good for
cheaper.
Me. That's good for me.
Maybe better in the long run.
Did they happen to include whether or not, like, the parents paid for the wedding?
It doesn't say here.
I would be curious, like, of all the extravagant weddings that led to divorces, how much of that was put up by their own money, or if it was like this was what the bride's parents did.
Such a waste. So many times, such wasted money.
Mine's going to be sponsored for sure.
And today I learned this lady right here.
Carrie Underwood.
That's right. Carrie Underwood coming back to close us out. Carrie Underwood gives her phone number to the two American Idol finalists every single year. She's only been called once by
that's
David
sad.
Cook. She says, I've done this every year, by the way. Nobody ever calls me. I think David Cook is the only one I managed to become friends with, and we swap stories and talk about stuff, but nobody ever calls me, so maybe they will. So call Carrie Underwood. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed the show? Get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.